Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order and Ain't No Place for a Hero are two campaigns currently co-joined, set in the world of Duranarki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 123 of Twilight of the Old Order, and episode 100 of Ain't No Place for a Hero. The two parties have reunited some days back, and now find themselves thrust into the heart of a perilous mission on a long-forgotten, ominous island. We rejoin our heroes just as Tanya and Grey have begun loosing arrows at their foes on the cliffs, while others have just spotted some monstrous, spider-like shape further down the coast. Hello, I'm Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, and as it says on the screen, welcome to our story, or as I say, quite repetitively now I guess, welcome to our stories, because for regular viewers of the channel, as you may well know, but for those that don't, there are two stories, two campaigns, two tales that are set in the same world at the same time, but involve different characters. 6 characters in one party, Twilight of the Old Order, and 7 characters in the other game, in the other campaign, which is Ain't No Place for a Hero. There are 13 characters up on screen, and these are the characters which will delight, enthrall, inspire, amuse, thrill you with their antics and their escapades on our session today. I'm going to hand over to the players of those 13 characters to provide a character development question in the second or two. I send these questions out earlier in the week, and the questions are designed to kind of plumb the depths of the soul of each character. Before I do, 2 things. Firstly, just my regular thank you to our regular subscribers, viewers, followers, enthusiasts. Your support and encouragement really is appreciated. Say to you, if you've stumbled on this video perhaps for the first time, or maybe you've watched 2 or 3 and you're kind of getting into it, if you're liking it, if you find yourself enjoying the tales that we tell, we would love either a like or a subscribe down below. A couple of seconds from you really does mean a lot for the channel, and it helps other people who likes these kind of YouTube videos find us. Thanks very much. Right, before I ask the characters for a character development question, we're going to hear from each one of the players to introduce their character. I think we're going to be starting with Pete. Take it away, Pete.
Hi, I'm Pete, and in this episode I'll be playing Leif. Leif is a half-elf warrior mage, which means he uses weapons as well as magic. He's a friendly fellow, very empathetic, and a really kind member of the party.
Kia ora, I'm Mason, and for this episode I'm playing Demos. He's a very attractive, very hunky, very buff mixed man. Really great with his spear and shield, and he can whip out some swords if he needs to. He's not the most intelligent person, but he makes up for it with a lot of kindness, a lot of gentleness, except for when he's fighting. And he's been with the party for a little while, has thoroughly enjoyed his time with them, is very much looking forward to saving the world, and on the side he is looking and hoping to find his long lost sister that was kidnapped a long time ago.
Hi, I'm Graham. I play Nyathonal Sherakir. She is a Magent, which is a mix of stealthy skills, fighting skills, and magic skills, mentalism, magic of the mind. She is a complex character, something of a religious fundamentalist, who believes in assassination as a sacred endeavour. She keeps that well hidden, however. She has a dab hand with a short sword, and uses her magic and sneaky ability to good use in sneaking up on her adversaries.
Hi, my name's Giles, and for this episode I'm playing Tarquin. So Tarquin is a young, ridiculously good-looking half-elf. During his early life and adolescence, he's been well trained in the gentle arts of thievery, charming others using his remarkably good looks, and of course, violence. He is in his own way a religious man, and he's out looking for some understanding as to what's happened to his homelands.
Kia ora, I'm Alex, and for this episode I'm playing Keros. Keros is a young North woman. She's a weather mage, a pretty powerful weather mage with some very cool spells. She's quite sweet and kind, a bit emotionally labile, but wears a heart on her sleeve and a strong moral compass. She also has a companion, a cat called Victory, who's a very important member of the party, and Victory was rescued, oh there's Victory, a wee while ago from impending doom.
Hello, I'm Graham. I play Etienne Gilderflower. He is a genitrist, which is a type of paladin or holy warrior. He follows the teachings of Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and he believes that her will leads him on, and he makes decisions based on the dreams he receives or thinks he receives from his goddess. He has joined the party on a mission to, as he understands it, to save the old order, the world as they know it. He is a very charming, very good-looking man, a very eccentric man, speaks in riddles and rhymes most of the time, but he believes in a higher purpose. He's a very dab hand with a sword, usually found in full plate.
Kia ora, I'm Pete, and I'll be playing Mythan in this episode. Mythan is a ranger. She's a high man. She's pretty good at outdoor skills, and she's a pretty good archer. She's not a people person. She doesn't really care about people's feelings, although she's beginning to in this party.
Hi, I'm Aidan, and I'm playing Grey. Grey is a very handsome half-elf who doesn't really believe in wearing shirts. He's constantly just displaying his body all the time, which, you know, he's got it, so he's flaunting it. He's got a bit of a tragic backstory. Pretty much everyone he's ever really cared about has been murdered brutally, but despite that, he's still a lovely guy. He's very caring, cares a lot about his teammates and also animals, loves animals, as he is a beastmaster, so he has the power to kind of, I don't know, not control, well, he can control animals, but he can also kind of interact with them and understand them and get them to help him do what he needs to do. And when he's not using his magic, he is a bit of a dab hand with an axe. He is very good at chopping things, chopping enemies, and also good with a little bit of stabby and a crossbow as well. He has a bird called Wingy that is his best friend that needs to have a bit more of a story, I guess. She'll come into it a bit more like down the road, I think. Yeah, that's Grey.
Hello, I'm Graham, and I play Severin Kydegard, who is a human swordsman. A dab hand at the sword, has spent his whole life training in swordsmanship. He is a very charming fellow and fancies himself as a bit of a leader.
Hi, I'm Stara. I play Jada. She's a 6'7" Arab-looking woman. She fights with a quarterstaff, but not often because she's a healer. She grew up in a monastery where they adopted her, and she has just been taught how to heal, do martial arts. That's all she's done her entire life.
Hello, I'm Graham. and I'm playing Tanya Anastasia, who is an elven hunter. Dab hand with a bow. She has some outdoor skills, some very adept sneaky skills, and is an interesting personality, a little bit spiky, a little bit difficult to know, but inside, a good egg.
Kia ora everyone, my name's Anthony, and for this episode I'm playing Ascallion, or Askell for short. He's a tall half-elf warrior mage who comes from the port city of Shabibi, and accordingly his favourite weapon is his ornate cutlass. As a warrior mage, Askell combines his offensive and defensive spells along with his prowess with his cutlass and in unarmed combat.
Kia ora, my name's Pete, and I'll be playing Nicholas in this episode. Nicholas is a common man and a mentat by profession. That means he is a spell user, and he uses spells from the mentalism realm. Nicholas is a quiet and sort of unassuming sort of fellow. He doesn't like to draw attention to himself.
And there we go. All 13 of them. That's a big group of player characters. All 13 of them well introduced, as you've just heard and seen. Now I'm going to hand over again to the players to quickly answer a character development question, which, as mentioned before, I sent out earlier in the week. And starting us off tonight is Anthony. Anthony, take it away, please.
So Askell's question he's going to answer tonight is: discuss an event where your character had to confront a choice between obeying a higher authority or asserting their independence. So for Askell, it was definitely obeying a higher authority, and that comes back to his mistress, who looked after him since a young child, and he has to follow a task every month without fail. And the example of this was recently when it was getting very close to that month. He had not yet carried out his task, but his mistress, with her many connections, found a way to remind him that he needed to carry out that task, which he did.
Gently remind him.
Yes.
Who would you like to hear from?
Can I hear from Hayden?
Hello. Yes. Thank you. I'll answer the questions about the mind control. So how does your character feel about the use of magical compulsion or mind control? First up, Gray he's not a fan, especially after they had recently been trapped in a place called the In-Between, where there was one part where he was trapped, frozen in place by this terrifying monster that controlled his mind. He couldn't do anything, and I think it really freaked him out. He's all about personal freedom and not being controlled, so the idea that he couldn't control his own body or his own thoughts was really, really scary for him. So he's not a fan at all. If it was used for a noble purpose, I think he would allow it, but he would not feel comfortable with it.
Okay.
And then with Tarquin, I think Tarquin would be fine with it. He's the mind is another just part of life, and you've got to use all of the resources at your disposal to complete your ends. And he believes in what he's doing is right. Then do what you have to get the right thing done.
There you go. And thank you at extremely short notice, i.e. just before we came on camera, me asking if you'd play someone else's character. Giles can't join us this week, and Aidan, really appreciate you stepping up and jumping in and playing Tarquin. Thank you.
No worries, I'll try and do him some justice.
Excellent.
And I'd love to hear from Jada.
Jada wants to answer the question: discuss an event when your character had to confront a choice between obeying a higher authority and asserting their independence. Something awful happened once. There was an innocent person that was going to get slaughtered in front of her, and she really felt this feeling of she should obey what her gods would want her to do, but she also knew that She also didn't want to do that because she knew it would ruin it for the party. But luckily, they just got killed anyway. She didn't have to decide. But I think she's thought about it a lot. So she probably will tell the party if something like that's going to happen, they should probably, try, like, do it when she's not looking, or, just take that into account that if she sees that sort of stuff, she might not be able to help herself. Like when they're eating pork, maybe they should do it away somewhere else. Yeah.
Get to the other room.
Yeah. She does feel very divided.
Okay.
But if something happens and that's it. Oh well, that's done. She doesn't dwell on it past that.
Right.
Can I pass to Karios?
Keros, you bet.
Hi, so for Keros, her question is, how does your character perceive the concept of individual rights within society, and do they advocate for personal freedoms or prioritise collective well-being? So Keros, bless her, hasn't had a lot of brain power to consider such large concepts. Grew up fairly sheltered, farming community, and then school, cloud club. So it's never really been something she's thought about. Now with the party, there are some big decisions being made, and sort of utilitarianism, the greater good for the greater number, is something that comes up frequently. And I think as she develops emotionally and with her powers, she is starting to grapple with that. I think ultimately, though, it will always come down to her moral compass. So individuals have the right to choose. They should have self-determination. Everyone should be equal. All of those lovely concepts. But at the same time, society still needs to function, and that means there's rules and norms that need to be followed in order to be good citizens. Whether those norms impinge on human individual rights, I think is probably a little outside her scope, but I think she would always go back to her moral compass. Is it good? Is it right? Can she sleep at night?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, do you want me to answer for Demos?
Sure.
So I and Pete are going to try our best to play Demos for an hour or so until Mason joins us.
Sure thing. Thank you.
So Pete, jump in if you don't think I've got this right. I'm going to answer the question about the mind control and how do you feel about magical compulsion and so on. I think this may be a little intellectual for him, and that's not derogatory. I don't think it's something he's had to grapple with, and I think he would stay away from a moral decision around it. Having said that, he is a moral being.
Yes.
And he wants to do the right thing, and I think he'll either be led by the party, the majority, or I think if he was put on the spot, he would make a moral decision, and that might be, I don't support this.
Okay.
That's what I think. Pete, do tell me if you think I'm off there, and I'll hand over to Pete.
Well said. I think that's really well said.
Thank you.
Pete, floor's yours.
Thank you. So for Leif, the question is the one: how does your character perceive the concept of individual rights within society? And do they advocate personal freedoms or prioritise collective well-being? Very similar answer to Keros, actually. He would say, yeah, he knows there's the need for laws and for collective well-being being prioritised, definitely. And yeah, he would entirely, support all of that and is happy to do that himself. But of course, there's the times in between, the grey areas, the little cracks when people need to do things their way. And on an individual basis, yeah, very much like Keros said, you need to be led by your own morals at some points, and you just find a way to make things work so long as you can see it. For Mithan, the question about how does she feel about magical compulsion and mind control, she is a pragmatist. So long as it's not being used on her, if the ends justify the means, she's on the side of doing the mind controlling and it's needed for her safety and survival, she's all for it.
Cool.
For Nicholas, about personal freedoms versus prioritising collective well-being, in society. He is a bit more conservative in his beliefs.
Yep.
So he thinks that the state does have the right to tell us what to do. He is all for us all towing party lines and all that sort of thing. But of course, he doesn't always do that. And he does think that the people who are intelligent enough to find their own way and can cover their tracks and can just slip between those tracks, if they can do it safely and if they've got the intelligence to make it work, then, well, it's not about not money. He doesn't like the corruption in society particularly, but it's about intelligence. Of people who can do things cleverly to find their ways around the rules, and then they're welcome to.
Askell, before you jump on to someone else, Askell, there's a book that you might be aware of that your mistress has written that you might want to share with Nicholas. Can you remember the title?
I will in 2 seconds. 1 moment.
I'm just jesting. Pop in and chat or mention it later on in the game. Don't worry about it. But just interesting alignment of thinking there for a little bit. Sorry, Pete, I interrupted you. Who would you like to hear from, please?
No, at all. I think we've heard from everyone apart from Graham. Am I right?
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Yep. Over to Graham.
Well, question, how does your character perceive the concept of individual rights within society, and do they advocate personal freedoms and prioritize collective well-being? I think that's probably the most pivotal question we've ever had to answer, because we're kind of locked in this battle between some neo-Marxist group who obviously, on paper at least, prioritize collective well-being, and represent an old order, yet many of the characters really are outside that old order and are very odd champions for the society as it stands. So it's it's an interesting one that actually, because it really challenges all our motivations for doing what we're doing here and trying to achieve. But I think the most straightforward one is probably Tenya from the Twilight Party. She's born into the old order, and that's the way it is. She's born to privilege. Some are, some aren't. Some rise to the top, some are stepped on, and some are born to lead, others follow. And that's just the way of things. She's not particularly empathetic. It's a shame that the poor suffer, but what can you do? That's just the way life is. And yet, weirdly, she's rebelled against all that and stepped outside of societal norms and has taken off to live this life of adventure outside of all that. So there's definitely a conflict there, but all that kind of conservative thinking is definitely, that's what she was brought up with, and she sort of rebelled against it. She probably wouldn't think anything more of it than that, to be honest, and think that actually, yes, what the order of this world and the kings and the religions and the governments and the structures of society is worth fighting for, but she probably hasn't dwelt any much more than that. Whereas if you move around, there are other characters I've got. You move on to someone like Severin, who also would respect the order. I mean, he's kind of an ex-military man. He sort of sees the need for discipline. There are kings and they must be followed, and there is governments and there is the law of the land, but he is a lot more empathetic to people, and probably if you got him on the topic, he would wish there was he'd be more concerned about the suffering in this world. But he's also an adventurer, and he forges his own path, and sometimes he has difficult decisions to make, not least in taking up this mission we're on now with the Molman, who really are a complete bunch of bastards, and yet we feel we need to do this because to try and defeat some higher to beat a common enemy. But he's pretty conflicted by the whole thing. I mean, they're on this mission, he'll see it through. He sees the threat to society and doesn't want to see it all torn down, but he would be sort of slightly more open to, I guess, a more progressive way of thinking. Probably wouldn't be framed in that way. And then as we kind of move on to someone like Etienne, interestingly, he would probably simply, if he actually sat down and talked to someone from the TTP and who was sort of more philosophical, they might have things to agree about. In the sense that his belief is to challenge oppressors. Those who seek to enslave or prejudice.
Sorry, terrible cough. Sorry.
What? What's that?
Traitor!
Hey?
What?
What? On here. What? What's that?
Did you not
There
hear
was
me?
cocked traitor.
What? Traitor? Who is?
Etienne sitting down for a cup of tea with the TPP.
Oh, but I'm saying if he did, in terms of a philosophical conversation, he might have some sympathy with tearing down those who enslave people and have prejudices, censor and control, and
A traitor.
Oh, we found the traitor. We found the traitor in our midst.
bear with me. He's always there to spare life wherever possible. So, he would fiercely defend prejudice of race, gender, class, sexuality, all that stuff. So he would probably, in modern terms, be described as a socialist. He probably wouldn't be possibly even a Marxist. But what he's not is obviously his life is all about following his religion, and the TTP are all about tearing down the gods too, or seemingly. And his goddess has sent him here to defeat the TTP, and that's what he is going to do, because that's what he does. He follows the will of the goddess. But it's an interesting one, I have to say, because I have thought about that in terms of, But on the other hand, as is mostly the way with any radical socialist or radical right-wing organisation, they're just really a bunch of bastards at the end of the day, and actually usually not led. Often they're extreme. Their views are so extreme. They kind of find up excuses to get around them, and they might talk about society being equal, but at the end of the day, they end up just as dictatorial as any right-wing ruler. So, for instance, they want to get rid of magic, but Christ, how much do these people use magic? It's just laughable. So, there's a sort of, the reality is quite different from their high ideals, I think, of the TTP. Nyathlon, meanwhile, again, really, she's all about, she's following the voices in her head, but has no real love, really, it's certainly, society's never done her any favours, and she's lived outside it, but I mean, obviously, she's all about her own personal freedom, but in terms of the old order, what's it ever done for her, really? The only thing, there's the religion is the thing that's keeping her in the game here. She believes that her goddess is driving her on, and so, and touching on another question there between asserting independence and higher authority, she will always go to the higher authority of her goddess, and sometimes her goddess speaks to her all the time. There's the voices in her head, and once she was going about her business in the village and saw a village leader who was being very unpleasant to a woman, and her goddess said, no, you must seek out and kill that person. So in the middle of the night she got up, walked 10 miles across country, climbed into his house, snuck through there, found him sleeping in bed, cut his throat, jumped out the window and ran away again, because, well, what do you got to do? That's what your goddess, that's the voice in the head. That's what her goddess clearly wanted her to do. So she just follows those voices. So anyway, to sum up, it's such a mixed bag. And it's an interesting one. The thought of where these characters actually fit, where they just sit down and think about what's at stake. Anyway, I'll shut up. I've gone on too long.
Excellent. Fantastic. Well, extremely well introduced all, and I think that was probably one of the most interesting and insightful set of answers to the questions that I send out that we've had so far. I don't know if you've noticed, guys, but questions aren't necessarily random. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're not. So very, very perceptive of you, Graham. Very perceptive. One quick comment on acronyms for both players and listeners. TPP, Turong People's Party, UPP, United Peasants Party. So if you think of, and then the last one is TIKOS, which is the Turang Committee of State Security. So if you want to frame that kind of up a little bit, there's this nation that many of you grew up hearing about called Turang, and certainly for the Northerners, and most of the party, not all, but many of the party are Northerners, have heard about this kind of, bogeyman kind of state that is somewhere to the south and is full of these radical people that want to tear down all religion, get rid of most, if not all, magic, but certainly god magic, definitely, and want to get rid of wealth. And all of you have kind of heard about this bogeyman state, and then suddenly it's become a lot more real, and that state is called Turang. So you have the Turang People Party, which is like the political party inside Turang, the United Peasants Party, which is like the global movement. You'd almost say it's like the in our world, like the Socialist Workers' Party across, globally. And then you have the Turang Committee of State Security, or TCOS, which is the state security, both internal and external, for Turang. So basically, a combination of the FBI and the CIA combined, a little bit like the KGB, really, perhaps. Anyway, there we go. Well introduced, some really, really fascinating answers there, and as the layers of the onion in this story come off, and believe it or not, they are coming off, piece by piece, some of these questions and some of your insights into some of these questions are particularly interesting. Thank you very much. Can I please hand over to Pete to give us a very, very quick run through of what happened previously.
Sure thing. Thanks, Chris. We are on Jewel Island. We are trying to stop the shipment of arms from the Tikos cave at the bottom of the cliff. Our last session started with us preparing to fire at the enemy on the cliff. We were just sort of getting in position. We'd split the party. Neothanol and Tarquin had gone further up the coast. The majority of the party were sort of a couple of archers had gone to a rock sort of in the middle, and Methan and Severin had run back the way we'd come from to try and shoot at these three baddies from a different direction. Stuff started to happen. So Methan and Severin came across a tripwire, so they couldn't get into position in a hurry because they wanted to set the trap off, so that delayed them from taking their shots at the people on the ledge. The people on the ledge, there was a horn that was sounded from the further up in the cave, so from sort of where the rest of their group is, and it was there was an answering reply from the people on the ledge who were going to fire at, and they started to move. So that meant Tanya had to fire precipitously before Gray was in place, or Methan and Severin were in place. We got a couple of shots off at them, but I don't know we did them terribly much damage, and they seemed to be moving out of our range. Further up, nearer the cave, Tarquin and Neathel saw some sort of spider creature, a large half spider, half man creature that was very agile and running up the cliff face, and other people in the who were sort of waiting in the centre of the area also saw this. So we've regrouped pretty much there. Tarquin and Neathel have run back down. We're regrouping, and we'll find out the formed a defensive line, expecting this sort of spider monster to come and set upon us. Only people who sort of aren't sort of twigged to that is Severin and Methan, who are still trying to set off a trap.
Excellent. As always, Pete, fantastically summed up. The only two things to note was Tarquin also came under bow fire from two people here. One here, you can see on screen, the second person here, and a number of characters saw these people. I think the characters were here, saw these people coming down on ropes, basically directly down here. The other last thing that happened, some of you weren't aware of it, but there was a person on the end of a rope here. Tarquin rushed up and shot. He put 2 arrows into them, and his second arrow last session was fatal, and put an arrow through that person, and they fell 20 foot down. Not necessarily the rest of you know that, but there we go. So there we go. Well introduced as always, Pete. Any qualifying questions before we kick it off? And we're going to go into rounds. Anything people want to know? Anything that's not clear? Please let me know. Going once.
I'm sorry. Whereabouts is Tarquin now? Just to double check.
Yep. So Tarquin is in the process of. We'll start with him. I'll put him actually here. Here. He's run back, and basically at the end of this round, we'll say he had joined the end of the battle line, and we'll come to where the battle line is in a second. Oh yeah, I'll do this now actually. Graham, you had very handily put together a lineup of where the characters are. Looks like we go up a bit. Where are we? Nope, I'm in the wrong channel. No, I was in the right channel. There we go. That's where you'd position people. What I've done on screen is try as best I can to replicate that. The reason these characters are here is because if I do this and do this, oops, didn't happen there, but in some cases, that's not going to happen for me. In some cases, there you go, like that. They disappear through the very stone themselves. So, I am assuming, unless you tell me to the contrary, that these characters aren't they're in that order, roughly that order. Keros is perhaps a little bit further back, perhaps back here. There she goes. She's just fallen down. But rather than being here, they are in fact positioned here. So I know that. You guys know that. It's just simply because of a flaw in the map that allows them to go through.
Oh, to be honest, unless people feel differently, I think our intention was to go where you put them.
Oh, okay.
And just be a bit more evenly spaced.
All right.
But I suppose the point was that that Karos was going to be back a bit so she could fire her bow but not be on the front line, and Jada was out of the way. I think that's where we essentially left it. And the others would be lined up evenly in a row.
All right, great, cool. So done.
Can I just I'll just add that would be angled more.
Yep.
So instead of being straight across, the right hand end would be so going across as a diagonal. So Leif wouldn't move. Leif would stay. Yeah. That's it. That was my thinking too.
Okay, cool. Great. Done. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Okay. Anything else, guys, before we start the game? Nope. Let's start the game. Initiative, straight off. Neathanol, I'm going to say tail end of last rounds and kind of in a couple of rounds in between. You guys were, the characters were putting themselves into the correct place, and we'll even put on the sound of battle on in the background because we are into rounds. So, kind of in the intervening time, Neathanol, you've moved up and you've positioned yourself here. What are you doing?
I think, she'll nudge, or she'll prepare.
Yep.
And she'll sort of move forward so she's level with the Etienne and whoever that is standing next to Etienne.
Cool, done. All right. Okay, cool. Keros, you've moved up into formation. You're there-ish or somewhere around there. You can position yourself where you see fit. But what are you doing?
She has her, bow and arrow ready. She'll just hold.
Okay. Just as a heads up, having quite generous with the amount of time that your bow and arrows, collectively, all of you, have been in the rain. I haven't increased the fumble range on them, but much longer for those that are using weapons. Suddenly the fumble range will increase because your bowstrings have got wet and harder to use, and the bows become potentially useless a bit later on. Not now, but potentially it's coming. So just as a heads up. Noted. Thanks, Keros. Gray. So Gray, you're up on the rocks. I just simply didn't move you, but you are up standing next to Tanya. There is an avatar or a figure that Leif created about here-ish. There we go. You're seeing these three people moving down. Two of these people moving down quite rapidly. Gray, what are you doing, please?
He's intending to fire at them, but maybe try and move slightly further away from where that little dancing figure is to try and take some of the bow fire away, and he's just going to try and pop up and just take a shot.
Sure. So I'm going to ask you, and I can't remember. You fired once, and then you reloaded. You can reload a light crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
You were reloading fully, weren't you?
Yeah.
Which means that you've certainly reloaded one round.
Yeah, he had fired though. I think he had fired last time.
Yep.
The time. I think he had.
The time.
Yeah, I think he had.
The time before he had fired.
Yes.
So he was reloading last round because Tanya has shot twice.
Yes.
So he can reload for 20% this round and fire for this round if he wishes.
Yeah, because I think time's of the essence of those guys. They kind of move pretty fast, so he just wants to take as much damage, give them as much damage as he can.
Okay. Who was your proposed target? Your options include.
There was one that was already pretty much dead, right?
Neathanel had put 2 arrows into this guy. Yeah, or this person here, I should say. Your other options are this person and this person.
Which one's in the middle?
This one's in the middle.
Yeah, probably go for that one, and go for the one in the middle, and ideally, if he misses that one, maybe hits one of the other 2.
Okay. Give me a shot, please.
Cool. Will do. Oh, goodness. Someone's not having fun.
No.
Oh, 2?
That is definitely a fumble.
Well, yeah.
Give me a roll, please. Don't shoot yourself in the foot.
17?
17. Okay.
Yeah.
You lose your grip to get... Lose your grip. You elect not to attack. Good choice.
Okay.
You still have a loaded bow though next round.
Right.
Lucky. Very, very lucky.
Woo. That scream put him off, you know?
Yeah, it did. Totally. Jada, you are standing here.
I'm just going to stay there unless there's somewhere a bit safer. Kind of. No, not really. No, I'll stay there.
Okay. Next up is Etienne. Etienne, you are here.
He's been preparing.
Yes.
And I guess he'll just stay where he is and hold.
Okay.
Incidentally, how far away is Karios from him?
About 20 foot, 25 foot.
So he'll say, he'll shout to them that his intention is to cast inspirations that they'll be familiar with before, but they need to be within 20 foot of him. So just to be, if everyone can make sure they're about within 20 foot of him, they'll all get some bonuses, so it's worth their while.
+10.
Yeah.
You'll like a good +10. Okay, cool. Duly noted. Okay, next up. Cool. Let's see how he goes. Okay. Wow. Severin next up, oddly enough.
Okay, I think he's ready with his grappling hook, isn't he? So, standing well back outside the shelter, with the grappling hook on his rope, he'd like to throw it through the trap.
Okay. So this is an all or nothing medium maneuver. It's just based on your agility. You either succeed or you fail with catching it. Give me a roll, please.
Just trying to think. Yeah, hang on. 61.
Sorry, what was that? 61?
Yeah.
I should have really asked if you had a disarm trap skills, but never mind. Plus, what's his agility, please?
Agility is plus 14.
Okay. Yeah, bang on. You throw it. It's a reasonable throw. It's bang on, kind of not a great throw, not a good throw, not a bad throw. 50% chance, 50 or under, and you've managed to hook onto the wire.
$18.
18, perfect. Yeah, good throw, Severin. You chuck it out, right distance, reel it back in, and it's taut. You haven't pulled it yet. It's taut on the wire. What do you do?
Well, he'd like to trigger it, but he doesn't want to be dragged off the cliff by it.
Okay.
So I guess he'll give it a tug, but if there's any tension, I mean, obviously there's not much, probably that much tension on it. If he meets significant resistance, he would let the rope go, if that makes sense.
Yep, sure thing. A question, please. You and Mythan currently on the map are here. If you remember, the opening out of this cleft of rock it's not on this map because the map wouldn't behave, but it's kind of here-ish. Where would you like to be standing?
Oh, as far back as possible.
Back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Actually, Mythan would go in a different direction.
Okay. Where would Mythan go?
So we know that there's a safe path and traps towards the bottom of the screen because that's where we came from, through the rock gap. So she would go that way, just in case this trap involves something in that place. So one of them is going to be, just away. Yeah.
So
that line. that line
doesn't trust you. All right.
That line, Chris, the diagonal line that was sort of, what is that?
Oh, it's just a mark on the map.
All right, it's not a kind of drop or anything.
No. Okay. So, what's my best sound effect? Kind of isn't one really. You hook your grappling hook around its Severin. You reel it back in so it's taut. You glance across at Mythan and give her kind of the nod. It's like, are we good? And Mythan goes, yeah, we're good. And I'm really good because I'm standing well and truly out of the way. And Severin, you take a deep breath, gulp, and you yank. Short, sharp tug, ready to let go if necessary, on the rope. As soon as you do that, there's a slight resistance, very slight resistance on the line, and then there is just this cacophony of noise, of stones that come smashing down directly. I'll see if I can find, yes I can. Here we go. Perfect. You can see my cursor. So you can see the image on screen. The trip line went across like that with my cursor. When you pulled it, something was released, and a large section of what look to be boards and bits of planks of wood, and a large number of some pretty heavy stones have come hurtling down and smashed themselves onto the path and onto that narrow ledge. Had someone been standing there and had not been aware of this, there's a very good chance they would have got hit by a rock, and an even better chance that they would have plummeted off and down at least 80 or 90 foot straight down. The rocks clatter and roll down, the boards collapse, and then there's quiet. It's the end of your turn. Tarquin. That's great.
Sorry, yes. Hello. What is Tarquin doing? What did he do? I mean, he would definitely. He's got a short sword and he's got but also a bow. But I think he'd probably want to get his bow out and ready.
Sure.
And he'd probably want to move a bit closer to where some action might be.
Okay.
So that he can get a good shot.
Okay. So he already had his bow out. He ran with it because he'd been sniping people.
Okay.
Where would you like to put him?
Sorry, in which way are we facing? We saw the action. Like, I'm just getting a bit confused.
Yeah, sure. So the cave is down this end.
Right. He just want to get into a position where he can see someone. So maybe a bit closer to the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Moves up there.
Yep.
Done. Thank you. With an arrow on the string ready to go.
With an arrow on the string, opportunity kind of actiony. Also, just he wants to be aware of his surroundings.
Cool.
He's having a
Done.
He's got a Go. Yep.
Oh. Okay. Tanya Gray, you see this man here. I think there is some kind of. How do I? Oh yeah, look at that. There's my wee thing. Look at that. Love that. Can you see that? That chap there had taken an arrow previously, and he was either an arrow or some whistling action. And he was definitely looking a bit staggered, but he's kind of shrugged it off, and he's he has managed to move down. It's a very narrow, slippery little ledge that these three are trying to traverse, and it's raining, but he has managed to do a really good job. One more round, and he's out of view, and the same for this guy here. One more round, he's out of view. Next up, Haskell.
Okay. You roll around. Can you pan out a bit? Oh. Quite that far, but zoom. He just wants to move around. So if you zoom back in somewhat closer to them, but not too close. Oh yeah, cool. So he just wanted to fan out a bit more to his right. Coming forward.
That about right?
Yeah, probably a bit more to his right and a little bit more forward.
There?
Yeah, that'll do.
Cool.
And he's got his cutlass out.
Cool. Leif.
Leif will, he'll move forward a little bit, just so down a little bit. Yep, just he's heard Etienne, and so he wants to still be within cooey of Etienne's thing.
Okay.
And he will move the phantasm.
Okay.
He'll move the phantasm right next to to very near Haskell.
Okay. Let me just find.
Yes! That's big!
Maybe not that big.
Roads, that's great. Going the way of the cluster of roads as well. Why are we hearing fighting?
Because we're in rounds, yeah.
Ah.
Okay, I'm not going to shrink him down, but he's down.
Cool.
Is that about right, Pete?
Yep, sounds good. Sounds good. And the idea is just that's just another target for regular.
Done.
Thank you.
Yep. It's good. Nicholas.
Nicholas would like to attack the one that is already out of sight with the whistling.
They're not quite. So this one, oops. This one, these two, that one there, and then that one there, will be out of sight in one more round. This guy
And
here
what about that?
appears to be stunned or certainly incapacitated in some way.
Oh, okay, so but still in sight of the archers.
Yes, all three are in.
Oh, okay.
All three are inside of the archers currently. One more round, and that one there, and that one there will definitely move out of range. This guy here definitely seems to have. He's taken 2 of Tanya's arrows, and he's not looking too great.
Cool. The whistling will have a go at the guy in the middle, the big guy.
Sure. Done. Good roll, please.
$39.
39 with a 90.
Yep.
Yeah, again. 3 and an A. Roll the A grapple, please. Say again.
56, 5-6.
5-6, thanks, Pete. Glancing blow on back. You definitely have the initiative over this person. And, yeah, he's slightly winded or damaged or something. Yeah, you've hit him. He doesn't look stunned, but yeah, you've knocked him. Tanya.
Thank you.
Tanya would like to take a snapshot, please.
Sure. Who's the target?
I guess the middle one.
Same one that the whistling just hit. Go for it.
$42.
And it's snap.
She's using a plus 10 non-magical arrow, so that's 116.
Yep. But it's a snapshot, which is negative. Which negative? Remind me, please.
25.
Thank you.
The longbow?
Yep. Thank you. Still a pretty respectable 9 on the C puncture. Roll the C, please. This could be a killing shot.
Come on, Tanya. 72.
Nice. Yeah, you hit him in the lower leg. Yeah, he's definitely not good. Another 5 hits, and he's looking pretty unsteady. And I'm going to say, with a shot like that, particularly in his leg, maybe not in his arm, I wouldn't do it, but particularly in his leg, I'm going to ask for a moving maneuver for this person. I'll roll it on his next turn, actually, because he's already active this round. But can you remind me when I get up to... I'll remember when we get up to him that he's got to make a maneuver based on your last shot to keep his feet and not plummet 80 foot down the cliff.
Okay. How wide's the path, by the way?
It varies. In some places it's up to 4 to 5 foot. In some places it's down to barely a foot wide. It's really treacherous, and in some places you would need quite a considerable maneuver roll to get down it. It does get better the lower down you go, and also, again going back to these images, you can see there with some of the switchbacks, they're actually protected by the rock itself. So coming this way, if they get down far enough, there's definitely places for them to hide, which are completely obscured from the direction that you guys are from. So in other words, then, depending on where they move to, they may be completely and utterly out of your field of vision. But if you zoom into that, whoops, you can't zoom into that image. But some of the paths, some of the parts of the paths are really narrow. Some of them are wider. Next up is Mithun. Mithun, you've just seen Severin yank on this rope, and a bunch of rocks have come hurtling down and spilled off over the edge with this drop. What do you do?
She is intending to go up and look out of it. I don't think she'll love to get a chance to fire if she can, but she'll be more cautious. With the rocks on the ledge, is it safe for her to do that?
Yes. Yeah, she's fine. Nothing. No major rocks have remained on the ledge. There's no debris on the edge. The distance that we put her at was some way off. She would need to move about 40 foot to get out onto the ledge.
Just give me a second. My calculator. So she could move at 1.9. Oh yeah, okay. So she's got base movement rate of 65. So if she moves at 1.5, that's 95 foot. So 40 foot is less than half of that. So she will be able to move 40 foot and still do a missile attack.
I love it when players do the calculations. Thank you, Pete. And yes, you're right. Okay, cool. So Mithun, you move through. Your bow has been drawn the entire time. I'm not going to place your character there because it's going to go all to hell. But you come out here. What I am going to show you is this image here. So she comes out here. There's a pretty unnerving drop all the way down, 80, 90 foot straight down as described. And you can see there where my cursor is, the path is very, very narrow there. Over where, looking out, Pete, I'd ask her to make... No, look, she knows the direction in which she should be looking. If she didn't know the direction that she'd be looking, I'd ask for a orientation roll or a perception roll or whatever. She does know, she's had it described to her. I'm going to be fair enough to say that you just look out because you know which direction. These two people have moved. They are no longer in sight. So you'll see there at the very end, it's hard to make out on this image. I'll see if I can show you on another one. Yes, there we go. This slopes, and these two people here have gone down and down the slope. They are out of Mithun's field of vision. This person here was the first one that Tanya hit, and is standing there. They are half covered up to their waist. So they're -50, or they're -50 for hard cover, but you can take the shot at them if you wish. That's your only target that you can see.
Oh, she'll shoot.
Okay.
It's been a long time coming.
Just coming.
Good to go?
Just a second. 24. Make a roll, please.
79.
That's a good roll. Half hard, so -50 to your shot, and that was a 79. They don't get much of a DB. They get a little bit, but not much. They're very nervous about the edge. Range is neither a positive nor a negative. You don't get frontal surprise. Even with all that told, that's a very, very convincing 17 and an E puncture, Mithun. Roll the E puncture.
Ooh, 69, dudes.
69.
Yeah.
Strike to a shoulder, and yes, absolutely screams in pain, bleeding, and if they're not stunned after that, you don't know if they ever will be. And have they acted yet? Just check. No. So on their action, which is coming up, they will need to make a maneuver check to keep their feet, because that was a hard shot on them, to see if they take a tumble.
Ooh. Thank you.
Nice shooting, Mython. Next up is that guy who does that. Okay. Demos. Demos is in line. Alex, what's Demos doing?
Oh, that's me. He's just going to probably stand there and look handsome.
Okay.
I imagine he's got his shield and spear. He's got a spear, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. I think Demos would just stay where he is, to be honest.
Okay.
Let's advise maybe a perception roll.
Oh, okay,
No,
yep. Can he...
Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to say. Sorry.
Oh, well, we're both playing someone we don't know. Can I perceive?
Sure you can. Give me a roll.
Okay. He rolled a 73.
7-3. Thank you. Okay, and his bonuses, please.
See.
Is what, sorry?
Oh, sorry. 50. 50.
5-0. Thanks, Pete. Nothing. Demos doesn't see or hear anything particularly untoward. Moving on. It is the chap that you just shot, Mython. I'm going to ask from him to make a hard maneuver roll. Not to stagger back or potentially lose his footing or something. I'm going to roll it in the open. This is all or nothing. Exclamation mark, space, D100. Rolled an 82.
He's stunned, right?
Yeah, I got that. Oh, and he's in quite cumbersome armor. Very cumbersome armor. Okay. Yeah, I've taken that into account, Pete, by making it a hard, so all over it, thanks very much. So he needs to roll a... Yeah. 50 or less, and he is good, in his opinion. 50 or above, and he's in trouble. Exclamation mark. Space. D100. He's fine. So, Mython's arrow found him, hit him, rocked him back, but he kind of steadied himself on the rock ledge. I mean, he's bleeding heavily. He's not in a good way, but he didn't fall. Wingy is out, doing her thing, having a look around. And then...
Yep, boys.
That is the end of the round. Initiative. Rolling initiative for the next round. Neathnal. Anything for you or pass?
Continues to prepare. Would you mind just zooming? I just want to see what's in front. Right. I think she might mention to Etienne that if he's looking to make a long bow attack, that we've got maybe some trees that might impede him in front. But other than that, she'll keep preparing.
Cool. Okay, done. Thank you. Jada.
I'll just get my quarterstaff out just in case.
Fair to say, with the quarterstaff, you always have it out. But yep, duly noted. Duly noted. Cool. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's fine. Right. The one that Tanya hit, same. I'm going to ask for a hard maneuver to keep his DB. He's wearing much less cumbersome armor, so for him, I'm going to say it's a medium maneuver. Exclamation mark R space E100. 42, not great, but not awful. Okay, he has got to make 57. Yeah, not great odds. He's the same. He's got a 50% chance of having a problem or not. Again, if he rolls under 50, he's fine. If above 50, he's got a problem. He may not fall necessarily, but let's see what happens. Ooh. So. It's not good, it's 72. So he gets hit and slips. 75% chance of falling. Again. 75 or under, and he definitely falls. Exclamation mark R space D100. If he rolls over 75, he's good. Does. Just at the nick of time. Catches himself, just managed, but he slips and goes down on one knee. Hurts himself, definitely. And you think from that impact and that stagger, if he's not stunned a bit more, he certainly should be. Didn't fall though.
Can I just check? Nicholas has initiative over him. Can Nicholas do his attack before he gets to move?
Is he going to move? I don't think he is going to move. Give me a roll. Give me a roll, please, Pete. So you had the initiative last round. This is acting on something that happened to him last round. So you didn't get to act on him first this round, if that makes sense. So this,
I think it's here. He had an initiative for 2 rounds.
Yep, sequence went.
I got
your attack, then Tanya's attack. The effect of Tanya's attack happens first, and then Nicholas gets initiative over him.
Got you. Yeah,
give me a roll.
Yep. Rolled 44. Yeah, not having a great day out. You rolled a 44. Yep.
Cool. Yet again. 3 and an A. Roll the A.
$55.
Again, Pete, you're missing. Each time you speak, the very beginning of your word gets missed. What was that, please?
Oh, sorry. 55. 55.
Thank you. Yeah, again, you have the initiative next round, and again, he seems to be staggered or stunned or something. It's not in great shape. Next up, Etienne. Anything for you, or status quo?
Status quo. Just
Leif?
Same there. Yep.
Cool.
Oh, perception for what it's worth.
10 or 30?
30, please.
Roll.
92.
92. And it's bonus.
Wouldn't that be nice? 51.
Can you guys see?
Oh, but he's particularly wanting to hear.
Okay.
As well.
You hear and you see nothing of interest other than what you've already seen and heard.
Yep.
Next up, Askell.
Just holding him.
Cool.
Got his cutlass out, just percepting, just see anything coming at us.
Done. Thank you. This person here, that one there, moves out of immediate bow shots, bow fire, whatever range. They're out of your field of view, both Grey and Tenya. Next up is Keros. Anything for you, Keros?
Do you mind just pointing around again? Sorry. What's that dancing octopus man?
I can't hear you. Can you speak up, please?
The dancing octopus man?
This guy here?
Yeah.
That one there is Leif's, not that large, is Leif's phantasm.
Right, yes. Okay, so still there. Okay, no, just holding. Nothing new.
Cool. Thank you. Nicholas.
Oh, Nicholas has been.
Yes, thank you. Grey is next. Grey, you fumbled last time. You have a loaded crossbow.
Yep. He'd like to try and shoot that guy that, slipped.
There's... this one here.
Yeah, he'd like to finish him off if he can.
Okay, yeah, give me a roll, please.
Will do. $60.
Say again.
60.
Wham. And light crossbow of 65. That's a good shot, Grey.
Nice.
Yeah. Where's my bow? Thwack. 13 and a D puncture, Grey. Roll the critical.
Nice. Alright. $40.
40. Yeah, kind of glancing shots. Bleeding, even more than he was before.
It's going to make it slippery for him as well, isn't it?
It is going to make it slippery. That was again, I'm going to ask him to make an attempt not to fall off. However, that wasn't a particularly serious shot. The critical wasn't very serious. So I'm going to say this is a light maneuver for him.
Okay.
And I'm not going to roll it in the open because I've done a few already. Oh, that's interesting, however.
Is that him screaming?
It could be, because he didn't roll well. He rolled a 13.
Oh, dear.
He's got a 60% chance of potentially slipping. So the way it would work is he'd then see if he potentially slips. 60 or under, and he's fine. Exclamation mark R space D100. 60 or above, and he's got a problem. He's fine. Boom. Boom. But you hit him.
Ooh.
But you hit him. He's having a particularly bad day. Next up is... Yep. Cool. Tarquin.
Yes. Is he close enough to Idiom that he gets that little magic 10 plus bonus?
Yeah, he's right next to him.
Okay, good. He just wants to make sure that he's nice and close. And definitely would like to do some general perception.
Yeah, give me a roll.
You do. 35.
35. 35.
He's got quite a high perception.
What is
it? It's 96. Oh no, that's not it. Ooh. General perception plus 90.
90. Wow, he is good.
Yeah.
He's sniffing. He's looking. He's listening to his utmost. He's listening and sniffing his wee heart out, but nothing. Nothing.
Nah. Next time. Cool.
Mithun. Good shooting.
She'd like to snapshot that person again.
Sure thing. Yes, you'd have to because you moved. You're right. Thank you. Give me a roll.
33.
3-3. Cover was 50. Not as good, but still a hit. That's 9 on a V puncture. Roll a V, please.
$49.
How do you want to do this, my fun?
Woohoo! Between the shoulder blades, please.
Thwack. Very, very, very dead. And, I mean, he, she, it, you don't know if it's a he or a she, is dead before they hit the rocks down below.
Cool.
Thwack. Nice.
Like four arrows in them.
Yeah.
At least 4, right?
Yeah, or glancing shots at least.
Yeah.
Killed, 5th level.
Sorry, was that 5?
5, 5th level.
Thank you.
Nice work.
Can she do a snap perception, please? The 10% left she's
Yes.
got.
Yep. Give me a roll.
She's wanting to, just sort of assess up the cliff. I'm wanting to see if she can spot the bow people and anything else.
So that's kind of her angle, her field of view. Yep. Give me a roll.
Yeah. Yep. 80.
80. This could be really
Yeah,
good.
80.
It could be really bad. Oh, can you roll again, please?
Let's see, fairies.
Maybe.
27.
Oh, and her perception, please.
83.
83. Wow, she's very good. All right, Pete. I'm going to put some stuff into the chat. It may or may not be real, of course. You may or may not have seen this. It'll take me a second or two to do that. Going into my fun's chat in just a second. It'll have to be in the hero chat, of course. Yes.
Sure.
Okay. And one last thing. Again, just coming. That was a really interesting roll, Pete. Just give me a second or two. Just coming, just coming, just coming. show you on screen, Pete. Yep, it's coming. Okay. So you can see the screen. You can see the screen, Pete.
Yes,
the
Pete.
map. Yep. So kind of
Yep.
around here-ish.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep. All right. That is Mithan's turn.
Can she say 3 words?
You should have to yell them because she's 70 foot away from 7.
True. She'll just point and say, mouth what the fuck, or give him a horrified face.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Done. Next up is Demos. Anything for Demos?
Mason's here, yay!
Hey, Mason.
Mason.
Hello.
Hello, Mason. Welcome.
Hello. I have no idea what's going on.
I just had him looking handsome.
Oh, amazing. Oh, he can keep doing that.
Done. He's standing in line here, sword and shield in hand, waiting for something horrible.
Perfect.
Cool. Tanya.
So, to confirm, there's no target in sight.
There's one.
One.
There is.
Oh.
Yep. There is the large man in the middle who is standing on the ledge. Yep. He's still there.
Snapshot then. Oh, and while I'm here, just a question. Can I see the lower... I know that they're passing out of sight as they go down, but do they reappear as they go down lower?
You don't know. You can't see from this angle. That's your angle. That's your angle there.
All right, no, what I'm saying is I can't see the lower paths.
You can't.
No. Yeah. Well, I'll do a snapshot.
Cool. Give me a roll.
$51
5-1.
plus 116.
Yep. 116. Negative 25 for the snap. Still, even with all of that, that's a very healthy 18 on E-puncture. Roll the E-crit, please.
10, yeah, let's go. 48.
Yeah. Really groggy. You hit him. Yeah, you hit him pretty hard. Again, I'm going to ask for a medium maneuver for him to keep his feet. It's not rolling either particularly well. All right, this time he's got a 30% chance to see if he keeps his feet or not. Going into the channel. And GM is rolling. Exclamation mark R space D100. He does. Manages to keep his feet somehow. Whack, however. That was a good shot from Tanya, and he's definitely bleeding. He's bleeding some more.
No other damage.
No other damage, no. Next up, Severin. You've just thrown the grappling hook. You've just seen Mithan run out. Shoot twice. Shoot twice? Yes. Once, twice. Twice. Once, twice.
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 In the same round that Seven threw it?
Yep, you got it. And then look back at you and kind of mouth something you can't see what it is. What do you do?
So he'll jog out with his bow.
Yep.
Not jog right to the edge, obviously. And then go out onto the ledge where he thinks it's safe and attempt to have a wee look at what to perceive what Mithan perceived.
Okay. So can you please? And by the way, I'm going to be increasingly asking characters to break it down if they can actually do that. So he was here, which is 55 foot away. how far can he jog? And yeah, tell me the details, please.
He can jog 75 foot.
Okay, great.
Oh, sorry, 55 plus a little bit more, near 80.
Okay, cool. So yes, just give me a roll, see if he trips on his feet or something. I'm just interested in no fumbles.
7, close.
Close. He stumbles a bit, but no, he keeps his feet. So he comes out onto the ledge. Pretty unnerving. You know, this is up pretty high. He is here, and he kind of... Who's in front, by the way? Who is Mythard in front, or is Severin in front?
Well, Mythan, I presume.
Well, no, because that's wide enough for you both to come out. Does Severin come out in front of Mythan? So if Mythan's here, does Severin come out here or here?
Well, close enough so he can follow Mythan's pointing.
So, I reckon he should come out in front of her because she's taller than he is.
All right, in front then.
Okay. So Severin, whoa, whoops, Daisy, you're here. And give me a perception roll, please.
100.
100. Could be amazing. May not be.
Probably isn't. And his perception is plus 72.
Cool. I'm going to say you received the same information that Mythan does.
Amazing.
Just give me a chance to change my view around. There we go.
And a question.
Just a sec. Severin coming into your chat. First piece of information now. Oh. Second piece of information coming. Oh, damn it. Where did I put that first one?
I don't know, but you're typing furiously.
Yes, I am. Okay, I think I put it in the wrong place. I think I might have put... Did I put that in the main game chat, guys?
Nope.
Okay. I have no idea where I put that other one, but I'll do it again. Two pieces of information. You're actually getting the second one first. And then first one second. Second piece of information coming to you now, Severin. God knows where I put that first one. There you go. Severin, you had a question.
Yeah, so from where he is now, and obviously he can see the top path, I presume, but can he see the lower reaches of the path?
No.
So only the first level of the path?
Yes.
But it can see the foreshore?
Yeah, I mean, let's do this. Here we go. So my little path here is not, whoops, is not very accurate on this map. It is more accurate on the other map. He can't see anybody on the path. So there is no one, he's obscured from vision of the path lower down below. He can see all the way down here, however. He can see boats, he can see a person here, he can see the other piece of information I gave you, or the other couple of pieces of information I gave you around here, and the stepping stones here.
And that's beyond bow shot, right?
That is... Hang on. Boom, boom. That is 370 foot away. You can fire with a composite bow or another bow. What has he got? A composite?
Composite.
Yep. The range on a composite bow is 300 foot. It's out of bow shot range.
Okay.
So he's done his perception roll. He's moved, done a perception roll. He's got 20% left to act. What does he do with his remaining 20% action?
He put an arrow on his bow.
Start to. Yep. Cool. Thank you. And that's the end of the rounds. GM's going to head to the loo. Back in a tick.
What to do?
Oh, that's a bit annoying. Can't see the lower path from anywhere.
Can see the beach though. I reckon we get good advantage on the beach from the cliffs.
Yeah, they'll probably just stay close to the bottom though, right?
If we pin them down, then
Could do.
you know. Well, if we force them to stay there, then
Yeah, it's no bad thing.
well,
So how are we going to get down?
Fly!
I think
So
let-
gonna need to fly.
I think that landing spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tarquin and Neathanol both got that, so that's straightforward.
Yeah.
What about, didn't they mention a sort of another path? Do they not?
No, but I was confused about that too. I think the other path was the one that it's another path on the cliff top from forest. It's on the flat. There's an obvious path which is really well trapped.
No.
That goes, it finishes at clearing in front of the little bivouac thing. It's a forest path.
Obviously, we don't want to go down that path, even if we could. I mean, we can't go down the path, can we? Because it's got a big hole in it.
Yeah.
And even if we did, these people could then fire up at us or attack us. So we need to find magical means, probably, unless we're going climbing.
We could climb, but I think the landing spell can be cast on other people. It's 1 or it's 2 power points.
Yeah, it's not much.
It's not too much.
Can it really? I didn't know if it could. Let me have a look.
Landing. Allows the caster to land safely.
Oh, is it caster? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
no, Lofty Bridge one, which is two power points. Landing allows the target to land safely in a fall of up to 20 foot per level of casting.
Where's that one? What's that under?
This is a closed essence spell-less Lofty Bridge. There's one target who's within 100 foot.
Who's got that one?
I've got that.
Yeah. That'll be the one. Well, you don't need to prepare because it's instantaneous. It's got a little star next to it, so no negative. Well, not that you need to prepare anyway. But yeah.
But can we move from where we are above now? The foreshore runs out, doesn't it? So we'd have to do that closer to the cave, wouldn't we?
No, because the foreshore runs all the way down.
It does. It looks like it. I'm just looking at what we're looking at now. It seems to narrow. I just wonder if it actually.
I think it does narrow, but I think we can make it. Right. We may as well go along near the cave anyway.
When
we need to deal with the spider thing.
Well, yeah, but yes, but it's obviously Anyway, can't talk about that. Can we? I was thinking though, when we get to the cave, it'd be really good to coordinate like a one big attack, maybe with coordination of some fog, because we're going to have to sort of break in, aren't we?
I think there's traps there. There's caltrops. We were told about them,
Yeah.
and there'll be other magical traps, perhaps.
We get to smoke them out, wouldn't it? I wonder how big the cave is.
I reckon they'll be huge. It's got a temple in there.
Oh, is it? Give me a bastard again.
GM's back. Gotta do some munching while he's back. Next round, initiative. Boom. Ethanol, what do you do?
Well, perceive.
See, give me a roll.
Can she perceive while she's preparing?
Oh, no. Well, yes, she can. She can do a snap at -20.
I'll do that.
Cool. Roll.
95.
25. Cool. What's her perception?
75.
Jan's just grabbing some hasty dinner. She doesn't see, hear anything, I'm afraid. Nothing out there. Next up is sorry guys. Can I just say that I think my wife is amazing, because I thought I consumed the one and only beer in the house, and then miraculously, mercy upon mercy, another beer appears out of the ether. Thank you. That's just made my week. Thank you.
Surely that's a couple of points for Keros.
Fantastic.
I think that's an extra life for Carol.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah.
It was such a nice beer too, and I'm going to savour this one. And I didn't even know it was coming. That was even the better part. Thanks, sweetie. Right. Where did I get up to? Him, yes. He's fine. Next up is Keros. Beer dispensing Keros.
I'm here.
Thank you. What do you do? With your with your plus 80 on your next roll. No.
I want to do something, but I don't think I should do anything. I think I should just hold. I really want to go and like run down the path and like pow pow people, but I think I'll get in trouble. So I'm going to stay put for the collective good.
This is your character. You do with your character what you want to do.
I'm going to stay put.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Grey Roughwind. You
Hello.
loosed your bow. What do you do?
All the people that we were firing at are gone or dead, right?
No, there's one target still remaining.
Ah. He probably has to string his bow again, so he'd do that.
Yep. So your options are with a light crossbow.
Yep.
Have you got access to this sheet here, by the way, Aidan? If not, I'll make it available.
Well, if you could, that'd be good.
Yep. So with a light crossbow, it normally takes 1.7 rounds to fire at a +0 to attack, or he can rapid load and fire at -30 to attack in 1.2 rounds. So for one round and for 12 seconds, he'd have to reload this round and then fire next round.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Let's go with that.
Done. Okay. Cool.
Awesome.
Next up. Cool, he's definitely down. Jada, anything for you?
Is anyone low on hit points? Do I need to be preparing spells? Or nobody got hurt?
Only the baddies. so far.
That's good. Alright, then I'm all good. I'll just follow along carefully.
Okay. Okay. Etienne.
Same as before, just looking out,
Cool.
waiting for something to happen.
Alright. Mifflin.
She will confer with Severin, and perhaps run back with him. She'll act on his turn, based on what they talk about.
Okay. Or, can you narrow it down a little bit, please, Pete?
Oh, she is thinking that she's going to be running back to the group whilst simultaneously putting another arrow on the string of her bow. Because, as established, we've lost our vantage on the targets here. That's what her idea is, and that's just of what she'll want to say to Severin is, I think we should go back to the group, say what we've seen, and also give it a bigger shot from the beach, of the beach, from where the group is.
Alright, cool. Thank you. Leif.
Same, just holding perception.
Cool.
Wanting to also perceive out to sea.
Oh, please.
49 plus 51. Sorry, and just, wanting to listen for anything coming, looking for an invisible shimmer, and wanting to have a look out at sea. Also wanting to have a wee check behind.
Okay. Yeah. Just in coming into his chat right about now, so coming into Leif's chat in a second or two, got a little bit more information. Right. Okay. And preparing.
Okay.
As mentioned, Pete.
Did I? Oh, he's not preparing a spell. He is just, sort of children. He'd like to share that information.
Sure.
Has he got words to? Yep. He'll say, I think
hang on. What's his action mean this round?
Oh, so his action was to do a perception.
Yep.
Wanting to hold in case he needs to defend attack from something. That's what he means by being ready. So that requires 50%, so he's still got 30%.
And he's also controlling the
This is Leif.
Yeah, he's controlling the avatar, no? It's controlling
it stands still.
Okay.
Unless he concentrates to move it,
Okay.
it stands still. It's just summoned for a duration.
Yeah, got it. Cool.
Can he say something?
Sure.
Yep. He would say, I think I saw something flash out to sea very, very distantly. A flash over in that direction. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Just coming. Yeah, nah, not going to risk it. Okay, next up is Demos. Anything for Demos?
Can he just do a perception?
Sure.
And then,
What in particular? What? What in particular is he looking for, and where?
Any bad guys
Okay.
around?
All right. Give me a roll, please.
Yeah. No, D100, here we go. 62.
62. Okay, and his bonus, please.
I'm pretty sure it's 50.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, 50.
Nothing, I'm afraid, Demos.
Cool. He'll hold then and just, attack and or parry if he needs to.
Sure thing. Haskell.
Thanks.
No, I think he'd just be holding.
Sure.
We're all sort of waiting. It sounds like there's going to be some people coming back, so he'll just hold.
Cool. Nicholas.
Gonna have another attack at the guy on the path.
Okay, sure.
$52.
5-2.
Yep, sorry I put that in the wrong chat, but it was 52.
Sorry. Yeah, cool. Again, exactly the same result. 3 and an A. Roll the A, please.
Cheapest creepers. $28.
5 hits. Another 2 hits. Another 5 hits.
Yep.
Okay, and that's it. He does nothing. Not a lot really happens. He is, by the way, the guy is grabbing onto his leg, and various other places been shot, trying to stem the blood. He's bleeding pretty heavily. You do see Nicholas. Next is Severin. Hello, Severin.
Can Severin see that guy or not?
No.
All right, well, he won't take a shot then. Well, having listened to what Mithan said, yeah, he concurs there's very little they can do here other than cover the beach. I guess they go back, or from where they are, can they see the foreshore all the way to the cave?
Yes. So they are here, like right here, and let me just give you a. Well, I showed you this last time actually, but I'll do it again.
No, that's fine. Wasn't sure if it was the whole and yeah.
So they are. Mithan and Severin are pretty much here. That's their view.
All right.
They can make out Tanya on top, Tanya and Grey. They can. I'm pointing at the camera, pointing at the screen. They can't see this guy here. He's down, as I showed you on that lip, going down the trail, going down the path. They can see what they're assuming is the mouth of the cave over here, and the boats as described. That's their view. That's what they can see.
All right. So Severin says to Mithan, maybe it's better that you cover the beach with your bow, and I go back and get the others. What do you think? Because it's probably better that we drop down a fair way from the cave and reassemble ourselves, and that guy who's dropped out of sight might start running down the beach, and you might be able to shoot him.
Yep, she's happy to do that, but she thinks that we should drop. Yes, she's happy to. So can we see? We could see sort of where the path ends from our vantage point. I think we could, if she was to look down, like that. So if someone was to emerge from where the path ends, she should get a shot, right?
Yeah. Shall I go and get the others then?
I think that once you're there ready to cover from up where Tanya is, Mithan will come and join you.
All right. After you've done your shooting.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Because I think we've got a drop to the beach equally from where they are, where the group is now, and we can cover the beach from there too, can't we? From the tops of the cliffs.
Don't know about that.
GM, can we get?
Sorry.
Can we? If we were to cover the beach, like want to have archers looking down on the foreshore, we could do that from where we are, or a little bit further along.
You can, in terms of what your character can do and what your character can currently see, this is what your character can currently do and what your character can currently see. I can't speak for other characters. The path goes down, and I'll zoom in. I can zoom into a closer map that shows the path better off, and it comes out about here.
Yep. Awesome.
It runs its way down. The rock wall, remember it's not a beach, rock wall runs its way down to the cave down to here. To show you again, that's kind of what we're talking about, but nowhere near as far out. You see the rock on the screen going out to nearly the far side. It's much more narrow than that. But that's kind of what you're dealing with. In terms of coverage. Well, actually, no, you don't know because your characters haven't seen, but there is a lip. So you'll see there, the shelf of the rock goes a long way out, quite a long way out into the water, and then the cliff is there.
And does that rock wall extend much beyond the cave? I mean, yeah. All right. So no, then after the cave, the cliffs rise out of the sea, right?
Correct. A well-chosen spot. Right, that is more than enough time for Mithran and Severin to discuss. I'm going to leave their rounds there. Come back to them next round. Tarquin, anything for you this round?
Who, sorry?
Tarquin.
Just a bit of perceiving.
Yeah, give me a roll.
And yeah, we'll do. Yes. 7.
It could be amazing. It could be really good.
It could be. That's true.
In fact, I updated my little mast chart as I do every now and then, just today.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's all shaken up. It could be incredible. What's his bonus, please?
90.
90. It's good perception. Yeah, he doesn't see or hear anything kind of that way. Whoa, or that way. No, nothing. Nothing for his hearing or sniffing. Tanya.
Another snapshot.
Another snapshot. Sure. Surely this guy is going down. Make a roll, please.
48.
It's not a fumble. 48. Wham. That is a very, even with the negative 25 for the snap, that is a very, very convincing 17 in an E puncture. Roll the E, please.
46.
Another 5 hits. And you think you did him, yeah, definitely some damage. What happens, Tanya? That's a killing shot.
Oh, at last. Yeah, I mean, nothing flashed, just another third shot this session. Finally takes the guy down. And yeah, does he stay on the path or fall off?
Let's find out. Yeah, he's off. And his body just falls off the edge. Gone.
Hit anyone on the way down?
You don't know. You don't see or hear anything. That was killed 4th level. Hooray! Victory to the home team.
Well done, well done.
Oh, that's so good.
And right now, with the last foe at least in view, are being seen, we're going to come out of rounds and the battle music stops. But I will just finish this off. That is the end of that round. And now we go into, just into turns. So, starting with Severin and Mithan, what are the two of you doing?
If I have it right, I think Severin's running back. And Mithan's staying. But Mithan, is that right?
Yeah, I just wanted to check. So, if the party was to move to, from where we are now, we can see if they were to move to the top of the cliff, back from where Tanya is, we still have vantage on the beach, on the foreshore. Yeah, I'd say we do. So down from where Tanya is, we could station someone just a bit further along. Yeah, about there at the top of the cliff, and we could have the bow person on. Yeah,
absolutely. It's just whether you could still pick the person off when they exit the path, I suppose, was the point. But whatever.
Yeah. Well, is that possible, Chris? That's the view we've got. We can see if they can see from that part of the cliff to the bottom of the path. Assuming we can. Yeah. So the idea would Mithan will stay here because we need to cover the path until she sees someone appear out there. Yeah. So there's that's about the bottom of the path there.
All right. Cool.
Is that fair to say, Chris, that we could position someone there and they would be able to cover that part of the beach? Well enough?
Yeah. But at least be able to get kind of that view. There's the edge of the cliff.
Yep.
There, you can see. And then if we spin the camera around a little bit and we raise it up a little bit, looking down, that's what you'd see. You wouldn't see much of the cave, but you could see that much.
So you've got a little bit of a view on things.
A lot down there. But you can certainly see someone exiting and moving along the rock shelf, along here without a doubt. Yes. Looking this way, depends exactly how close to the edge of the cliff you are. Oh, maybe you'd get a little, you wouldn't want to see the cave mouth, but you might see someone there, perhaps. You'll definitely see someone here.
Cool, thank you. And in terms of jumping off the cliff, where's a good place to do that?
I don't know. I don't know what your purpose is. I don't know what your...
I'm assuming with a landing spell or... so we've got a clean jump and a clean land, either where we are now, down through the gap where the rope bridge was, I assume, or on that bit where Tarquin. Actually, we might not be able to see that. That's probably for a later discussion. But that lip there where Tarquin was, I think it's clear.
Okay. So again, my original question: Severin and Mithan, what do the two of you do, please?
Well, Mithan will stay here and cover the beach, and Severin go back, right?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, Severin run back.
Okay, cool. Tanya, you and Gray happen to be next on my list. Tanya, you've just felled one person. They have fallen off. What do you do?
So, from my vantage point, I can see no other way of getting a vantage, moving from where I am to a point where I can look down on the rest of the path. I'm not quite clear from looking at the screen. So I have gone as far as I can in that direction.
Correct.
Right. In which case, I'll climb down from where.
Okay. I asked for 2 rolls climbing up, a medium and a hard. I'm not going to worry about the mediums or the hard so much. I just am interested in 2 rolls that you don't slip and break your arm, for example, coming down, because that would have an interesting effect on the game. Give me 2 rolls, no fumbles.
Two. Well, the first one was fine, but I fumbled the second.
Medium maneuver. Okay.
There's a 2.
Yep, cool. Medium maneuver coming down. Give me a roll again, please. 2 minus.
So the first one was fine then.
Yep, got it.
7.
7. Okay. So neg 5, and then roll a third time, please.
93.
Yep, you're fine. Tanny, you get down and rejoin your companions over. Oops.
So she'll explain everything she's seen.
Oh, damn it.
From her. She'll just explain to the group what she's seen from her perspective.
Cool. Gray, what are you doing?
He's gonna clamber down as well.
Cool. 2 rolls, no fumbles, and we're all good.
So first one, 26.
Yep, that's a hard maneuver done.
And the second one, 29.
Cool. Do keep track of these. Hard maneuvers are worthwhile. 29, fine. So Gray and Tanya come over and you collectively share information. Great.
Yep.
Jada, anything in the next few minutes that you do say, whatever?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Same question for you, Nicholas. What are you doing?
Can the whistling attack the person who's gone down the path?
No, they're out of range.
Okay. Cool. He would like to pull the whispering back out and see if he can spot them.
Okay. Sure. Could you give me a light perception roll, please? Give me a roll.
26.
26. Sure thing. How am I going to do this? Yeah, this is probably the... Let's see. Well, that one, that one, that one. Yeah. It's kind of hard on this screen, Pete, but this person has gone down one level, then down, zigzag back, and down several times, and they're now probably from here 30 or 40 foot down, so about halfway down. They've hidden themselves well and truly with rock in between where they are, unobscured, completely unobscured in the direction that Tanya, etc. are, and are facing out this way. They've got a sword in their hand.
Okay. So they've stopped. They're holding position.
They've stopped. Yep.
Okay, cool. If Nicholas has got time, he'll go back and report back to the group. He'll join the rest of the group and let them know what he's seen.
Okay, cool. All right. Back to the map. Nicholas and the whistling presumably follows you, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, Nicholas, your counter's not behaving. You and your whistling move over here. Cool. Next up, Leif. Any actions in the next little bit I should know about? Just probably kind of
Cool.
Kiros?
Yeah, with Victory. Excuse me.
Yep, sorry.
Victory, where's she at?
She's been quite freaked out by the dogs. Ever since those dogs were around, she's been really quite skittish. So she's actually, you can't see her at the moment. She's run off and she's somewhere in the foliage, as far as you know. You haven't seen her for a while.
Okay. I mean, we won't be going anywhere without her, just putting that out there.
Okay.
Well, I won't be going anywhere without her.
Anything else for Keros?
No, she'll just hold, wait for the...
Cool.
Yep.
The ethanol?
No.
Cool. They're fine.
Mithan's reloaded her bow and is guarding the foot of the path.
Demos.
No, nothing from him.
Cool. Etienne.
Nope.
Cool. Tarquin.
No, nothing.
Okay.
Just percepting.
Cool. Give me a roll if you wish.
Yeah, sure. Ooh, sorry.
That's
51.
51. 5-1.
Mm-hmm.
And bonus of 50, I think. No, 90.
90. Mm-hmm.
That's right. Tarquin is listening, looking, watching, looking this way, nothing. It's quiet, suspiciously quiet. All right. Bit of narration from the GM. You've been in place in kind of your battle order. Here's your avatar, Leif, for probably several minutes now by the time that the bowfire stopped. Tanya and Gray have clambered down. Tanya had a bit of a wobble. She nearly came off, but she's okay. And Severin has finally jogged around and rejoined you. You've shared information. Just before I kind of ask you to discuss, is there any information that your characters currently would know that they wouldn't share with others? If not,
No.
Have a chat.
So yeah, Severin will just explain exactly what happens. That they saw the spider thing going down the cliff back to the cave, or the foot up. They haven't seen it gone up, but that's what he'll say, that the spider creature was going down towards the cave. That there is one solitary person left, I think, on the cliff side, and that Mithan has her bow trained on the bottom of the beach should that person reveal himself. So it seems very likely, unless anyone has any other information, that we are ready to descend the cliff, right?
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So Leif would share and would ask everyone to look out to sea, because I think he's aware of this boat coming in, and he thinks he's seen a flash out to sea. He's wondering if we need to go and do some fogging out there.
Or do we even signal for our boat, Like, I know we're not supposed to, but...
I think we should.
Screw it. These people have sent an identical party of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we may as well cause as much trouble with this boat as possible, rather than us being our problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
The question is, do we signal to both the Roldeneck boat and our boat? And really... because we've got two signals, right?
Well, we haven't attuned the Roldeneck one, so I don't know that we'll be able to use it.
Nor have you attuned yours.
We did, because we did that on the boat.
No, you didn't.
We did.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
Absolutely, categorically, 150%, you didn't attune.
God, we're stuck on this island forever.
Did it need to happen then, or can it happen anytime?
Happen whenever you like.
Can it happen now then?
Good idea.
Yeah, it's not set in stone. We had to do it at that exact time, right?
Oh.
So we could do this now. Keros
Sure.
could do it.
Yeah, sure. If you don't fumble it.
Oh, stop! I'll take that bit back.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Good solution.
Will we get that out of the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want Keros to do it?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
please.
Or is there somebody else who can do it?
Can anybody do it, or do you have to have a special tuning?
You have to have a skill. She's plus 108.
Whoa, she's amazing.
Fairly good. Gray is plus 27.
Go Gray, go Gray, you go.
Actually, I don't know if does he have to have PowerPoints, because he's got none.
I don't think. No, it's a skill, isn't it? There's no power points required.
It's a skill.
Is that right, Chris? Yeah.
I mean, you can give it a go. There's, yeah, I'll give it a go.
What happens if
Ooh.
What
I don't
happens?
like that laugh.
Is it a one-off deal?
I don't know. Is it?
Or if Grey? Oh, no, you know. if Grey gets nothing, can it be passed around, or is it a one-off deal?
It all depends. You don't know what it does. You've been told what you think it does, but yeah, you don't know.
Okay, can I say Keros does it with a plus 108? Is that cheeky? Is that pushing other people out of the way?
Hey, I would be very happy for you to do it. I don't want his brain to explode or something because I roll a 25.
Is that a yes?
Yes, please.
Everybody?
Yeah, I think definitely. Go for it.
Okay. Roll now, Chris.
Yes, please.
Okay. Woo!
Ooh.
55, respectable,
Mm.
plus 108.
Better than average.
Better than your average bear.
But what did he mean by what we think it does? Do we want to be? Oh my god.
All right.
Maybe we want it.
So, 65. No pressure here, Keros. No pressure whatsoever. 65.
55, 55.
5-5. Thank you. There's been a lot of 5-5s tonight. Minus level of the spell. Okay. Now, -10 if the character does not know what the spell or ability is. You've been told what this thing does. You don't know if that's what it does, but you've been told what this thing does. Plus 108. Are you feeling lucky, Keros?
Always.
Success.
Woo!
So this is a rod of signal fires. You launch this, and oh, hang on a minute, just a second. I just remembered something. You've only just attuned to it, and under my new magic rules that I just sent out today, for attuning for something less than that, you get a penalty. So, less than 1 hour of attuning or reading the item, reading runes or the item, is a -20. -20 to that roll. It's still, however, not an unlocked door. Is a success.
Huzzah, you can give her -20 all you like.
And I'm going to give you a critical hit there as well. Yeah, there you go.
What does that mean?
Just a nice sound effect.
I thought I got more points. Sorry.
No. So signal fires. I'll pass on the exact description of the spell, but basically it allows you to send a signal flare from this device, a light, into the sky, up to a very, very, very high range, and you can also decide on the color of the spell, or the color of the effect.
Pink.
You have now attuned to this item.
Can pink tiny kitty cats come out of it? Like meow meow.
Let me see if I can find it.
So what was the code for this stick?
Is that for me? A code?
Anyone really.
Like,
I think
or
it's
can we all-
To be honest, it was such a long time ago. I mean,
Yeah, we had instructions on what signal to send.
I know, but I can't remember them. Does that mean my character doesn't remember them? I don't know. It's just separately like yes, or will he wet himself? I don't know. I mean, presumably they would remember, but I can't remember.
The instructions were to let off pink kitty cat faces and everyone to start walking around on all fours going meow meow.
So the instruction, if you're wanting to find what you were asked to do, guys, if you go back into items and lore channel, you should see something in there. The Forsaken Archipelago of Mournshade. There's a PDF in there. You may want to have a quick read, or not, or send out pink kitty cats as you see fit. What do you do, Keros? You've now figured out this item, and I'll send you the exact description once I find it. Irritatingly enough.
I tell everyone, obviously, it's attuned, and we can use it. I'm assuming all of us can use it, and she would have read the PDF.
No. The only person who can currently use this item is Keros.
Oh, okay. Is that normal for all attunement?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, sorry. Of course it makes sense. She's going to madly read the PDF instructions. Party items. Items or lore? Two separate channels.
Lore.
Oh, it needs to be read. You'll be given the signal rod. One of you will need to adapt yourself to its use. It allows the user to cast a wide ray of light of any colour and can be up to 10 miles long. Oh, would have been useful to have that on that spooky island. Whoever casts a spell for you needs to make its colour red. Our ships will be regularly scanning the sky with eyeglasses and other means, and we're looking for your sign. Once spotted, our ships will arrive to collect you and the shipment. A rod is to be returned to us.
Once the bad guys are dead, as per the instructions.
So a quick conversation on that then. Yes, that's the instruction, but obviously we're aware that this Rodenic crew were sent as well. One wonders how they got here without the Modmen. Do we assume that or not assume that? And if this other boat is indeed coming, would our illustrious masters wish us just to ignore that or signal for our boat to come in so at least they could tackle the boat that's coming in to get rid of the goods rather than us having to defeat people in a cave and worry about a boat coming up behind us? Who was on the boat? Chris?
I'm sorry?
Who was on the boat that dropped us?
Who was on the boat?
Yes. And did it have means to protect itself?
No, a different boat, as your understanding.
Oh.
Yep.
I reckon signal, because why the hell not? Why is this all our problem?
The only thing would be like, would that signal then make the boat that's coming in be like, oh shit, that's not our signal, and then they go away?
That's fine if they go away. Because they're coming to pick up the stash, right? So that's
yes. Okay, sorry, I thought they were dropping.
That's a win-win. But at the moment we're playing by the rules and making it all our problem. But it's not just our problem. What do the rest of you think?
Yeah, it's a them problem.
Yeah, I reckon.
Keros, the spell description is in your channel now, if you're interested.
And therefore, do we signal for the other boat as well or not? I mean, that would need another attune, but...
Oh, for the Rodenic one, we don't know what their colour is supposed to be.
No, true.
And we also don't want to admit to having that rod, because if they ever demand, we don't have to give that rod back.
No.
It'd be good to keep it in case we ever get deserted on the desert island again.
It's true.
That's true, yeah.
I can't see it, Chris. The last one I've got is the spork.
Oh, sorry. It'll be in your... I think I might have put it in your hero one by accident.
Oh, yeah. Can I leave? Do I leave this? Do I exit this?
Yeah, sure. Because it's just... No, you don't leave the voice. You just swap what you're reading.
Oh. So I got a hero. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
We can still hear you.
Thank God. Do you want me to read it out or no? Oh, same. It's Beacon, 10 miles, as Chris said. Light Law, level 19. Magician base, duration is 1 minute per level, so that's 19 minutes. Range, touch, area of effect, caster's palm. Description,
in this case, it's actually the item.
The item. So is it just like a flare?
Oh, big long flare.
Ray of light of any colour springs from caster's palm, can be up to 10 miles long. So that's a big flare.
Big old flare.
Big old flare.
Nice.
Yeah, let's do it. It's a them problem.
Does this is this the time that the boat is supposed to come to pick up the ship?
Their boat?
Yeah.
It was this evening, correct. So we'd expect it to be arriving at some point.
Right, so it's a good chance what we saw on the cliff was that boat then.
Well, that's why I'm suggesting we do more perception rolls out to sea.
Okay. Let's do that then.
Get a bit more information, and then, so we've got our attack, and we've got perhaps someone to go and, I don't know, fog the boat, or not worry, let them land.
Alright.
I can do fog and cloud. If that's helpful.
Yeah, I just think it'll be... I mean, let's see if we can perceive the ship, shall we? Can we all perceive, please, Chris?
Sure.
Do we need to roll?
Yes, please.
Well, let's get nearer to the cliff, shall we?
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna. What I'm gonna do here is just. I'm looking for a particular result. In no particular order. Can you roll them for your random characters and just shout them out?
Mm-hmm.
Keros is 46. 46.
Thank you. Okay, cool. Next, please.
Demos was 38.
Okay, thank you. Next.
773.
Cool. Next.
Jada 62.
Thank you. Next.
Tanya 23.
Okay, thank you. Next.
Ray 56.
Cool, thank you. Next.
Anthony 83.
Thank you. Next.
Tarquin 38.
38. Okay, cool. Thank you. Next.
Life 58.
58. Cool. Thank you. Next.
Eddie 62.
Does he take his helmet off?
Sure.
Etienne, by the way, does wear a full helmet. His head is completely encased with metal. He's very well protected, but he can barely see with the thing on. With the thing off. Okay, thank you. And next, if there is a next.
Nicholas 7.
Cool. And next, please.
Mithan, who is not there, but she would be looking around, and she would include looking out to sea, is 14.
Cool. All right. All of you peer out, scanning the horizon. None of you see anything. It is getting late in the day, by the way. maybe an hour or so left of light. It is definitely beginning for twilight, which probably would have hindered some of you at least in trying to spot things. What do you do?
Tanya will go to the edge of the cliff with a bow and just keep an eye on things.
Okay.
And scan up and down the beach with a bow, looking for something to shoot from the lip, from in front.
Okay, sure.
I think Tarquin would join her and do the same.
Done. So going to the edge, looking down, there is someone occasionally kind of pops their head around some rocks here. There is no target. They're looking back at you this way. Swinging back the other way, you see Mithan standing out on the cliff edge out here. Other than that, no other targets.
So opportunity action if there's anything to shoot.
Done.
So I guess we've got to discuss how we're going to take the cave, right?
Yeah, how do we get down?
It's 80 foot, right?
It varies, but yeah, it does vary. Between 80 and 90 foot, kind of shortest would be 80. In some places 95, some places 100 perhaps. That's what you're kind of facing. Almost, let's say exactly that. Apart from the shelf of rock at the bottom is less.
So I guess we've got, a few characters can get down quite easily. We would like to conserve PowerPoints. So either we do something with ropes, or we just say screw it and just use magical means.
I feel like the ropes is a bit more dodgy.
It probably is in the rain. We could lower people. That'll take some time. But it's, But then again, these people have been scooting up and down ropes quite rapidly. Obviously, we wouldn't want to take their rope, but... and then we got to think not just, what we're going to do when we get to the bottom. We can only really come at the cave from one angle. Unless we get in a boat, that's not really going to help us any.
And so what the cave looks like is there's a large barricade of crates and boxes, a short distance inside the cave, and they've got people sort of on top of those behind cover.
So should we be setting light to those?
Yeah, I was just thinking of it. Flame balls.
Yeah.
Because they would be dry under there, presumably, or dry-ish.
What was would it be feasible to use Karios's thing that she can do where you can lower people without them breaking their legs?
The landing.
The landing one, yeah.
Yep, and I think it's only a level 2.
We get a couple people down that way, and then some other people like Tarquin can just jump.
Well, Tarquin and Nathanal are okay. They can both do that.
Yeah.
Leif has Lofty Bridge, don't you, Pete?
Leif's got something similar. Leif can land himself, I believe. Leif has actually got landing at level 1, and it is as on the Lofty Bridge spell list. So he can land people at 1 power point per land.
Plus another people, can he?
Sorry, GM's going to grab a drink. Keep talking, guys.
Yep. So the description of the spell is as landing on Lofty Bridge's closed essence list, and lift the landing spell, which is a second level spell on this list, but on his it's a first level, is allows the target to land safely in a fall of up to 20 foot per level of caster, and to take that distance off the severity of any longer fall. So when it says target, it means anyone, not just him. And he is 8th level, so he can take 160 foot off a damage off it. So they can jump 160 foot and they take no damage.
That's great. So all we've got to find is a spot that goes directly down.
Yep.
We're not going to have any rolls about landing on a landing spell, are we?
The description is allows the target to land safely So this spell allows us to land safely.
Right. So we just need to find somewhere that goes directly straight down.
Yep.
Cool.
Hence my question. Sure, a good place to jump off the cliff.
Right.
Yeah. And then what do you think? It strikes. I mean, it's going to be really hard to get in this cave.
Well, would it just blowing a whole bunch of people up to kind of draw them out?
I mean, we could.
And then fog it up and then enter?
Fog is. I mean, there's traps, right?
True.
I mean, fog is definitely a good idea. I guess it'd be good to somehow. Could we use the whistling to just check for coal traps? Like at least get a sense of as much as we can of information before we go in.
Absolutely. I mean, it can go in and start attacking people.
Yeah, so get as much information on the outside of the cave, i.e. subtly at first, so we can see the best way to approach.
Well, we need to take that sentry out.
The one halfway up the cliff?
No, the one that keeps coming out on the beach.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could do that from the cliff top, could we? Or not?
Possibly.
And then what? Do fog, and then cold balls and etc.
Yeah, fog disables us as much as it disables them.
So maybe we do some attacks first. Well, if we think we can knock anyone out.
Yep.
And then do fog, and then pile in once we're fairly certain that we've got a good route.
The other thing about the fog is it's permanent, so we can't dispel it.
Oh, right. Okay. Can anybody see through it? Is there like special vision things?
I don't have anything.
I think. I have to follow Gray's sense of smell.
Right. Any ideas among the group? In terms of, so we got a hole, we got some crates, we got some people firing at us.
Traps.
Possible traps on the approach.
Yep. I definitely like the idea of setting the crates on fire. That sounds fun. In terms of the traps, I'm not sure.
And we're not going to have time to sort of poke around for them, obviously.
No.
I mean, Tenya has some arrows that explode on impact.
That'd be good, yeah.
So they launch a firebolt. But it will be handy if, it's just... Yeah.
Jim's back.
How...
Do you have a plan?
So, Chris, two questions.
Yes.
Which part of the cliff is the steepest that we can jump off and have a clear descent to the bottom? And secondly, is there a place on the cliff that we've seen that we can get a good shot of the sentry from up at the top?
First question is the easier one. Sentry being the person that was kind of outside. They are covered by a lip, quite considerably so. You'll see the lip there.
Yeah.
You would need to... There is no effective place to shoot that at that person. At least from where you can see. Perhaps if you're further down where M.E.R.P was, you've had an open field of vision, but back here the angle is not right. There you can kind of, well, you can see, or more to the point you can't see. And then if you're directly above the cave, there is no angle, because there is the lip of the cave comes out some considerable way. It doesn't go straight down. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. So there is no direct shot on the sentry. That's one question. In terms of your second question of where is the least steep, not far away from where you are, you can see here. It's kind of a bit of a cut into the rock. Part of the cliff edge has come away here, and you can carefully walk down 10 or so foot, 10, 15 or so foot to around roughly where the cursor is, and then jump from and then straight down from there is 75, probably at its most, maybe 80 foot, less steep. But there would be a 2-round maneuver roll, 2 medium maneuvers, say, just to make sure you don't lose your footing on the quite steep, slippery slope getting down to the point where you can get off. Otherwise, you're at 85, 90 up here, and so on, further around. That's the shallowest point, or that's the less steep point there. Here, directly where you are, you could jump off with relative ease, and there is quite a large rock down at the base. You could aim to land on that, and the scramble down from the sky here isn't too hard. That distance there is 80 foot down to there.
And that's sheer?
Sheer, straight down.
Well, that seems to be a good point then, doesn't it?
It's also...
Sounds ideal.
It's also some distance away from the cave, and it would be obscured. It would be obscured from the cave. Partially obscured from the cave.
Alright.
Might be beneficial.
Can I ask what the walk from that point to the cave is like? What's the terrain to get from there to the cave?
From here? Yeah. Sure. The distance is as follows. Uh, 260 foot. The terrain is this. Again, to stress, not as wide as that image is, but yeah, rock pools, a narrow edge around the base of the cliff.
Doesn't require a maneuver, because on screen it looks like it might have rougher bits, but it's fairly flat,
It's reasonably
easy.
flat. Yeah, it's reasonably flat, reasonably easy. There might be a couple of places for an easy maneuver or two running at pace, but otherwise it's reasonably flat. And I mean, certainly until here, it does get kind of narrower and wider in places, as you can see. And there are certain places here, and you can make this out from above. You know, if we do, oops, I'm not quite sure. Must have been an older token. if we move through, you can see it's wider or narrower in places. And then coming up to the cave itself. Yep. Kind of a straight, reasonably straight bit. Up. And then into the cave itself. Yep. Other questions?
So,
Other questions, guys?
can we drop a couple of ropes as well? I was just thinking it's a one-way trip for many of us. I don't think we want to be climbing back up there, but we could drop a couple of ropes tied to a tree down that cliff face, couldn't we? I'm just, whatever comes, but
Not a lot to tie it to up here. Directly here, in this area, ropes are typically 100 foot long. I said this was 80 foot down, so you've got 20 foot to play with. Could I ask the luckiest member of your party, who is Severin, to give me a roll? Severin, for anybody else, it would be a 25% chance. For you, I think it's a. What's the margin for your luck kicking in?
I think it's an extra 20, isn't it? Let me have a look. 20% roll bonus.
Wow, there you go. So it was 20, so there's a 45% chance that Severin will find somewhere tieable on to drop a rope down here. 45 or under, and you're good, Severin. Anybody else? It's 25.
That possibly wasn't the moment to roll 100 again. Yeah, okay.
Sorry, Severin, no luck.
And where Mythan is?
A lot more limited. A lot more limited. I would say there is really no chance. There's no trees in the immediate vicinity. This slick, wet rock. There's nothing substantial to tie things onto.
What about the roof of that lean-to? Was that not nothing viable there?
You could do if you wanted to trust semi-rock logs. If you want to,
Yeah,
go
true.
be my guest.
Semi-rotten logs that supported the weight of a whole lot of trap rocks, but no, I don't want to trust it.
And the rocky shore, does that continue past the path? No. Righto. I'm just thinking once we get down, we're stuck. Unless we get a boat. Obviously we could tie 2 lengths of rope together. I just wonder if that, we probably won't need it, right? But should I do it anyway?
Aren't there ropes there?
There are.
Where?
There are 3 ropes that you're aware of. There is one for a person that Tarquin shot. Here. At this point here, and there's a dead body at the bottom of it. And then there were 2 more ropes that came down. 1, 2 here.
Oh, so the beach does go further around. Oh, there's 2 cave entrances, is there?
No, that's not a cave. That's just part of the rock face.
All right, don't worry about the rope then. All right, so we're going to all leap down, are we?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's good.
Yep.
If they can fly, I can take someone.
All right. I'm now going to do. The party's had quite a lot of discussion. Do I need to give you any more time for discussion, or do I start going around and seeing what people do?
I think we should just get down there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Lovely. Okay. Let's start with.
Actually, sorry. I think Mythan's arrangement was that once she saw people on the cliffs, who can cover the bottom of the path,
Yep.
she was going to come and join the rest of the group.
True.
So she would do that.
Okay.
So,
Cool. Done. Yeah, okay. Let's start with Tarquin. Tarquin, what are you doing, please?
He's going to go to that place that we talked about with the rock at the bottom, and he's
Uh-huh.
going to do his guided jump thing that he can do.
Sure. Talk me through that, please. And please, PowerPoints are going to be very important. Please keep a track of PowerPoints.
Do we know what he was on before?
I knew you were going to ask me that, which is a very fair question. I don't think he's cast any spells this... Yes, he did.
He jumped down before, right?
He did. He's done 2 spells. I'm going to say he's got enough to cast whatever you're wanting to do now, but Giles and I will have to do a tally up of how much he's actually used.
He was on 33.
Thanks, mate.
He was on 33 on Wednesday. I can't remember if we used it. I don't think we did.
He leapt back to see where Neathra was, but other than that...
I did too. I think that it was very low spell, I think that one was. So I think he's probably on about 30.
Let's say 30.
Cool.
Nice round number, 30.
Cool, I'll write down 30. This one's pretty good. It's only 1 point, so he'll walk to the edge of the cliff.
Okay.
And make sure that there's no one that he can spot around. He'd like to perceive, if he can, before he does it.
Yeah, give me a roll.
Just, cool, I will. Uh, 6 plus 90.
Remember, it's must.
Must, that's good idea, right?
Okay. No, he can't see anybody.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, he would do his leap.
Cool. Does he cast a spell before he jumps off?
Oh, yeah, of course. That's a great point, yes. He would do that.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
How does it work, actually, with that? Because it's landing, so... with that...
You'd probably want to cast the spell before you land.
Okay, so you can do that. Okay, well, yes, definitely he would enjoy doing that.
Okay.
He'd like to be safe.
Make a roll, please, for casting the spell.
Right. 55.
What is the result of the spell?
It allows the caster to land safely in a fall of up to 20 foot per level, and to take that distance off the severity of any longer fall. But he's level 7, so 20 foot, like 80 foot should be fine.
Easy.
Yep.
The spell's successful.
Right.
Tarquin.
Before he jumps, can he have his bow ready to shoot if he needs to once he lands?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
But I will ask for... So that was a 75% result to cast the spell. By the way, this could be in any order. I just went with Tarquin first. Does anybody have any problem with Tarquin being the first one to go? No, done. Tarquin, you're first person down. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Bum-bum-bum-bum. Could you give me a orientation roll, just to kind of check that he's...
Is that D100?
Yes, always. Yep, always.
Cool. 72.
72. 72. I'm not going to make that mask. That is just what it is. 97. Roll again, please.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. 10.
10. So remember, in this game, if you roll 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, it's open-ended up, which means you roll again. If you roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's open-ended down, and you roll again. And you just roll. Cool. So, yeah, Tarquin, you're first person down. Dun-dun-dun. And there you go. Half obscured by the rock. But Tarquin, you are down on solid ground at the base of the cliff. A little bit unnerving. It's a little bit lonely down here all by yourself. You can't see anybody at this stage. Looking up to the top, Either up
So left-
where,
no.
up to where the people on the cliffs were, or up this way to where your friends were. You could see no one. It's dangerously quiet.
He would stay quiet.
Cool. Next, please. And I'm assuming this is happening in reasonably short order, so, you know, I'm just literally going through a list. Etienne, what does Etienne do?
Well, he can't really do anything, so he's sort of waiting for a spell to be cast on him. But Niathanol can,
Okay.
so she'd like to cast the same spell
Okay.
after preparation
Yep.
and gesticulation, forward rolls.
Yep.
And then do the same. Once Tarkoman has moved away from the bottom.
Sure. Give me a roll, please. This first one for Etienne.
Niathanol.
Niathanol. No, you're doing it on Etienne, though, correct?
No, this is Niathanol. She can only cast it on herself.
I see. Okay.
42.
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought Niathanol was going to cast on Etienne.
No, she can't. No,
Okay.
she can't do that.
I see. Okay. Okay. The roll was, please.
42.
2. Spell is successful.
Yeah, so she'll drop down, and if she needs to, she can do a acrobatics roll if that helps with anything.
Nope. The spell was successful. Can you again give me an orientation roll? Just kind of collect your thoughts, figure out kind of where you are, etc.
55.
And yeah, again, non-masked, no failures. You're fine. Okay, cool. Niathanol is down. Next on my list, let's go for Mithan.
Mithan will go down with the assistance of Leif. Leif will cast that spell on her.
Same spell?
Same spell.
Mural.
And Leif is offering to cast it on anyone who would like to.
Cool.
That's a 30.
With 4 rounds prep. Or is it instantaneous, Pete?
It is instantaneous,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
So is there any advantage in doing prep? If it fails, right?
correct. 0, 1, or 2, you're toast.
And a technical question, if you're prepared, would that offset the failure of how badly you failed?
No.
No, cool. Then there's no point in prepping.
Yeah.
Got it.
So there's no point tying a rope to someone if it fails. They just won't jump, or so you know.
Depends what happens with the spell failure. So it all depends on the result of the spell failure.
What I'm saying is you cast and then you leap, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're not going to fall necessarily. Okay.
Leif is next. What does he do?
He will wait until everyone who needs him to cast his.
So I'm going to go through just with people on the map. I suspect we no longer have Anthony online, or do we? Nope.
No, he's gone.
Okay.
I'll be him.
Okay. What does he do?
Oh no! How far is the jump?
80 foot.
Oh man! I'll just quickly see if he's got anything. He's jumping.
Okay, we'll come back to.
Yeah.
Thank you for jumping in. If you pardon the pun.
Come with me if you want.
Great.
Bray would take up Leif's offer to be cast upon, and he would ask to be cast upon.
Cool.
So he could leap.
Go for it.
75.
75. That is a successful spell.
Nice. He'd jump like Wingy, flap his wings.
Excellent. 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 Gray, you are successfully done. Next up, we're just going round. Keros, what do you do?
Sorry, I've got a very smoochy maple here. I will call out, does anyone need cast? Does anyone need help? If not, I will cast the landing on myself, please.
Same spell?
Anyone? Yep. Anyone need? Mine's a level 2 though, Lofty Bridge level 2. Does anyone need me to do it for them?
Are you able to take Askell down? He doesn't have anything that helps him jump.
Can I do myself and Askell at the same time?
Well, you can do Askell first and then you.
Can I ask what's the most efficient way of doing this? A question for Leif, I suppose, in terms of, is it better that Leif uses his PowerPoints for this or Karios? I don't know the answer.
I've got 55 left and I use two per spell.
I think it would be good for Keros to do herself. So I don't mean to game the game, but does Askell have a spell list called High Riding?
Yeah.
Goodness. I don't know if I've got a very up-to-date paper list.
Just because he has got one where he can fly, I believe, and
Really?
that really.
Can't take any. What am I missing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can fly, can't he? But I don't have it here.
Well, I just do myself then.
I reckon yes.
Okay.
I think you should conserve your PowerPoints. Yeah.
I'll do myself. It's a 38, 3-8.
3-8. The spell is also successful. Keros, you are now down.
Thank you.
Next up is Tanya.
She'll need some assistance if someone's willing.
572.
Thank you.
That's an 86.
Again.
Slightly looming.
Tanya. Okay. We're not going to do orientation rolls, actually, considering you've got the remainder of the round to do it. Cool. Who do we have next? Jada.
Jada can just jump down, but should we let Askell fly down? I just don't have his fly spell. He must have got it more recently than these sheets I've got.
Jada, I'll send you through his sheets, and you tell me what he's doing. Just coming. He's level 7, I think. Just coming. Ascullion, first one on my list. And he's level 7 or level 8? 7 or... Yeah, level 7. There you go. There you go. Come back to Jada and Askell. Demos. Our brave spearman. What does Demos do?
Demos would ask for Leif to kindly send him down gently, please.
Gently. Don't screw it up.
Yep, that was a 67.
Yay.
Done.
Thanks, Leif.
Oops. Actually put Leif down there instead. Never mind. Okay, we have Etienne, Askell, Severin, and Jadar left by my count. Who's doing what next, please, guys? And and Leif is up there too.
Well, my two would love some assistance if it's going.
Three?
Sorry?
Is it 3 a problem?
3 is not a problem. A 1 or a 2 is a problem. A 3 is not a problem. Miraculously. For an instantaneous spell?
Yeah.
You are fine. Who was that? Who was that went down?
That was Etienne.
Etienne, done. Yep.
and then a 90 for Severin.
A 90 for Severin. Askell and Jadar are still at the top of the cliff.
Yeah, there's nothing for flying for him, which is weird. So I don't know what's missing on there because he definitely can fly. Light, ice, water, wind, fire, earth, but no flying. So I think I'll just try and fly with him, but I better prepare for that in case it doesn't work.
Okay.
So
just
prepare spell, fly.
Yeah, it might have been an old list, I'm afraid.
Looks similar to what I've got. There's nothing extra.
Yeah, let's have a look. Yes, he does have high riding. Pete, can you help us out, please, with high riding?
Yep. High riding is the list that Leif is using, so he's got landing as a level 1 spell on that. Or fly at 35 foot per 30 foot per round is a level 3 spell. So landing for 1 power point, which is what the spell that Leif's using for everyone, or 3 power points for a fly spell.
That landing one's only 20 feet though, eh?
No, the landing one is for 20 foot per level, so he'd be able to drop 140 foot.
Oh, we'll both do that. I thought it was just 20 feet, and then after that I was going to die. Okay, we'll both do that.
Okay. Jadar first, and then Askell is the very last. Give me a roll, please. Firstly for Jadar.
Jadar's one. Oh no! I'm just going to hang on to Askell. 12.
Okay, no, that's still a success.
Is it? And then 1D100. Oh, what's the code again? But I'll just do mine and we'll know it's Askell. There we go. And then Askell 52.
52. Success! Huzzah!
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so at very long last, all characters, just put them together and grab them together and move them there. All of you, I'm not going to string you out in terms of actual order, but you're all cozily tucked up along with Tarquin right here. Now obviously you've spread out a little bit and made some space and you're not landing on top of each other, but you've all come down, you're all successfully, no spell failures, and yep, you're there. What do you do now?
So maybe we should just, bow people pointing out both ways, maybe, but in terms of, we need a plan, right? In terms of what we're going to do.
How we stormed. Storm the cave.
I guess it'd be good to send the Whispering in, wouldn't it? If for a closer look, it would be, for instance, it'd be really interesting to know, could we drop, I don't know how far the barriers at the boxes are inside, but, could someone fly overhead and drop a load of oil, for instance, with a flaming torch, or, I don't know. I think we probably need a bit of a carefully thought out plan, really, in terms of what we're going to do.
Just one thing, sorry, just one thing of detail that you would have picked up. Can't quite see it on this map, but standing here on this stone, there is, for want of a better description, and now that you're down, you will see it, well, I don't know, you describe it for yourselves, but I'm going to use the phrase totem pole object. It looks like that.
Ooh. Burn it.
So there could be some sort of magical shield on the cave then. That'll be.
Does it look? Does it look? It's old. It's like it's part of the temple.
You saw it, Nicholas. Your companions are currently, 200 or so feet away from it. It's hard for them to see, but you've seen it and you think it looks very old. Yes.
Yeah, I think we definitely need a plan. Oh, sorry, Gray.
Oh, I was just saying, would something like that affect a Whisperling from having a checking it out, like checking out the cave, or that might be quite helpful.
I believe that the Whistling got up to that totem pole on the last check, didn't it? I'm pretty sure. Nicholas, there's a little bit of rocks just past the boats. There's a bit of rock sticking out. Nicholas hid behind there, invisible. I think it was there, or maybe it was even closer. And the Whistling, right there. So the Whistling got 100 foot on from there, which was up to the totem pole.
About up to the totem pole, yeah.
Nothing happened. I mean, that's when he got spotted by this damn bird. But not because of I don't believe it was anything to do with the totem pole. It could have been. Who knows?
So how far were the boxes inside the cave?
I probably have that written down, but can Nicholas answer? Could you help with this?
Yeah, sure. Give me a plus 20 memory check, Pete. An easy memory check.
Oh, 20. Plus.
Yep.
Roll a 20 and his memory is plus 24.
24, easy, 64. Pretty close to the cave edge, cave mouth, and the distance between the highest point in the crates and the highest point in the arch of the cave was not much. It was only maybe 6 or 7 feet, perhaps. The crates were stacked up quite tall. And were almost like crenolines on a battlement, where they have some boxes with people behind them looking out, and then next one, a space where someone can hide behind.
It's not flat top wall. For Nicholas to use the Whistling, the Whistling's got a range of 100 foot, so Nicholas needs to be within eyesight of that sentry to be using the Whistling. So that's why he thinks we've got to take that guy out before we do more scouting. So I think that's the next step. Go and shoot the person who's outside the cave, basically.
Right about now, by the way, yeah, exactly right about now. There's a very, very agitated wingy that comes circling down and starts landing on your shoulder and kind of pecking, trying to get your attention, Gray.
Well, Gray would definitely alert the team to it. He can't talk to her. But maybe he could. Just trying to think how he could kind of communicate with her without being able to speak. He would definitely tell everybody that what was happening, and I guess maybe I don't know. I don't think he can communicate with her. It was other
That's
than
all right. So she, realizing that she can't get the message across to Gray, she gets up and flies up up about here, directly above you guys, circles several times, and then flies this way. And you hear her screaming over here, and then flies back above you and screams above you, and then flies back and she screams over here, and then does this 2 or 3 times.
Okay. I guess potentially there's something over that way that we might need to consider.
That would be a bit cruel, wouldn't it, having just come down the cliff?
Can anybody fly up and have a quick squiz?
Nicholas can send the whistling up.
Oh, that's a better idea. Let's do that.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. Can we send the whistling up over the top of the cliff?
Sure thing. How long does the whistling last for, Pete?
70 minutes.
70 minutes.
Can I? Just an aside.
Hang on. Let's deal with whistling for a start. 70 minutes, and you had it to attack, and then you've had it with your discussion, which was around 20 or so. So yes, yep, it would still be an action. Yep, Pete, you send it up.
Please.
Cool.
It can't go too far from the cliff because it's got to remain out of 100 foot.
That's right. That's right. So into Nicholas's chat. Coming. Second. Coming in attack. So Wingy still does this a few more times. There we go.
Yep. Cool, thank you. Nicholas will just share that and say that she's going about 600 foot-ish inland. So just what we saw. So yeah, so Nicholas can't see anything extra.
Well, I wonder if it's the Rodenic people coming.
I wonder if we should stop her circling above us, perhaps. Sort of gives us away.
Yeah, he might just offer her some delicious mouse entrails to keep her.
Oh, dormouse nose.
Yeah, keep her close and thank her.
Okay, she comes down and definitely enjoys her dormouse noses.
Excellent. I guess we'd forge on, right? Because I don't know, unless we want to send someone up there to have a proper check.
The light is beginning to go. It's getting on for dusk.
Did we send that signal? We did, didn't we?
Nope.
Jada, what's your attunement skill like?
It's not as good as Chaos, but it is plus 48. Shall I give it a go?
Is there a risk with attunement?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
could I die?
the fact that you've had someone successfully attuned to it gives a bonus to teaching someone else how to use it. If you check out that PDF I sent through about how to use magic, it explains it. But you get a bonus for teaching somebody.
Yeah, I just wonder whether Jada, you're less likely to be involved in combat. I'm probably right in saying.
I just wonder whether it might be you also being attuned to the stick, unless, of course, we just intend to use it now. Although there's no boat, we haven't seen the boat, if there is one, so to bring in our boat now might not really be a great idea. So are we going to move closer to the? Short of all going, but I don't know what we can do really. We don't want to waste more power points flying back up the cliff. We just came down, really, do we?
Ideally, no. Can we send somebody invisible to the cave with that bell that we have that knocks everyone out?
Yeah.
Shiny bell.
I can go invisible and levitate up and fly, but I'm scared I'm on my last life, so...
yeah. You're our only healer.
Yeah.
It would possibly be a suicide mission. Everyone will get presumably a resistance roll, so we wouldn't statistically get everyone, right? I would imagine. I think they get a resistance roll, don't they?
For the stunning bell?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, and I imagine that. And they'll only be stunned for. It could be
as long as it goes.
Stunning is a 5th level. Yeah, I think that would be a bit of a suicide mission to do that. But
well, you can keep the whistling above the cave, looking out up the top as we move along, perhaps closer to the cave. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you'll send it into the cave again, or is there nothing really to be gained? You've already done that, haven't you?
No, it hasn't gone in far into the cave.
Right.
And we want to look for, not close enough to look for traps, look for caltrops, to look for what their defences are, not properly. But to get the whistling in, we need to take that. I think we need to kill the sentry, the Nicholas, to get close enough to the cave mouth for the whistling to go in deep enough.
Yeah.
And in terms of moving across the foreshore, are we better to use the grappling hook to yank in any trip wires or anything?
Oh. Yeah, or just look really carefully.
Yeah, the minus though with the rain is so significant. Against because I've only got my two of my characters have got the skill, but it's not statistically, again, it's not a great way of spotting.
I reckon do it then.
Yeah.
The sun is increasingly going down. It's getting darker.
Perception out to sea, please.
Who's having a look?
Fulmathan.
Give me a roll, please.
68.
And her bonuses?
83.
No, you don't see anything to fun.
All right, well, we'll start moving along, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
I guess Tanya will be up front checking for traps. She'll borrow whatever the longest implement we have to wave around in case of any tripwires.
Okay. And any other preparations I should be aware of?
I think we've all got weapons out, probably.
Yep.
Okay.
Probably long range where they're available.
Okay.
What sort of speed can we move across this? And can we prepare at the same time? Or is that slowing us up?
So remember, with preparing and
You
walking,
can shuffle.
Yep, you shuffle. It's 10% action, so virtually nothing.
All right. Well, we'll just yeah. All right. Let's just keep going for a bit, so you can send whispering in.
Okay. Can I please get 2 detect trap rolls for Tanya?
45. 86.
And her skill, please.
45.
Cool. Okay. You can see on screen that's the terrain, roughly the terrain you're traversing. It's reasonably hard to obscure at least natural stuff in the rain, and you know, hiding in rock pools and things like that. You are still being incredibly cautious, but you make it successfully up to this point here without any issue. And Nicholas, you've got the whistling out in front, and you can happily report that, excuse me, that there's no one outside the cave. There's no sentry. There's no people, visible people that you can see. And dun 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 dun. At this point, we're going to change maps. Are we excited?
Ooh.
Oh.
And we've obviously got bows out, trained, and opportunity unleash.
Yep, got it.
Yeah, I'm sick of that rock. What do we got?
Coming, just coming. So, this is the second time for you, Nicholas, to see this. And as I explained to you, Nicholas, just the way that I constructed this map, it's not quite as dark, although you guys have been taking your time. So definitely it is getting darker, no doubt. But it's not quite this dark. You'll see in a second that it is pitch black. It's not quite this dark. So just as that is, by that is a caveat. Oops, no, we'll actually load the other one. Just coming. Almost, oh damn it, almost there, folks. Suspense is palpable. And you, cool. Lovely. That's lovely. That's very nice. All right. Okay. So, after all that dramatic effect, you're actually not going to see a lot. Coming at you. Right. Now. So, there are the rest of your characters along this narrow shoreline. On screen, I put Neathanal out in front with a Whoops, with a like a search element to her. I mentioned that totem pole. It's here.
I'm seeing credits.
Ah, you are too.
Sorry.
Whoops, I clicked the wrong one. There we go. There we go. Now you're not quite as close as this. You can tell me how far back you are, but just for effect of moving things into a slightly closer point. There you are. So you're going along the shore. Neathanel's there. There's the rest. Oh, you still got what?
We're not seeing, sorry.
Why is that not working? It should be now.
Yeah.
That's really strange. Sorry about that, guys. There are your characters all strung out behind along this kind of narrow pathway at the base of the cliff. As mentioned, it is getting on for dusk. It's not quite this dark. You're not actually this close yet to the stepping stones that you saw previously. So you could be up to 100 foot away, but we're just moving up onto a different map. The totem pole that you saw off in the distance, but Nicholas, you saw a bit closer, is here. The boats that you saw are out this way. In this direction that I'm kind of pulling the cursor now is the way you've come. So back towards the direction you've just come along. You can be up to 100, 150 foot away. What do you do from here?
Can we send a Whispling in?
The Whispling's, yeah, so if we're at 100 foot, then the Whispling will only just reach the cave now. So it won't be able to sort of go inside or do, I think, a thorough investigation. So I think we need to get a bit closer than 100 foot would be my guess for the Whispling to be able to get inside and have a proper look. Would that sound right? Yep.
Okay.
Nicholas would like to be invisible, but failing that, if he's got other people like bowmen with him, then he would like to have cover, because he's not sneaky.
Okay.
People willing to do that, or do we have this PowerPoints to make him invisible?
Yeah. Keros is partial to visibility as well at this point. But yes, she can help if needed.
Yeah.
Do we need? Are we just better going forward? Because obviously no one can see us at the moment.
I think we go forward.
Yeah. I guess we sneak forward. Again, checking for traps.
Yep. Give me a.
And if the Whispling is able to go slightly ahead of us, checking for traps too, that's good.
Absolutely.
Give me a roll, please, Tanya.
And she's particularly interested in caltrops because she knows they're there somewhere. And no stepping in pools. 86.
86, sure thing. And her roll is 45, I think you said?
Yeah, and extending a spear or something, or a staff, if I can borrow one.
You said 86?
Yeah.
Oh, she doesn't spot anything.
Alright, well, let's edge forward then, right?
Okay. So, the Whispling out in front. Describe what happens, please, Pete.
Well, once we get within range of it being able to go into the cave. Yep. Well, what does he see in terms of people inside the cave?
Sure. So normally, for dramatic effect, I would split things up, and I would take you out, Pete, for a private session. I'm not going to. I'm going to show Nicholas what Nicholas sees, and then you would recount this back to the others. So you would see, moving ahead, so Tanya or Neathanel in front, very, very narrow place in here. Comes around the corner. There are the cliffs directly above you, the rain bucketing down. Around the corner again. And that's what you see at this point. Boxes and figures moving in and around the boxes. Shadowy figures at the back. There's firelight from inside. And you can see there that there's a very narrow gap in between the boxes. Permissible for a person to move through, but they would have to kind of squeeze, not quite squeeze to get in, but they couldn't move at pace. And if they're a particularly large person, they'd probably have to turn on their side. Deliberately quite narrow. That's the height of a person. These are the height of the boxes. Does the whistling go any further?
If it can, without Nicholas being exposed to view from here, or any of here.
Yep.
Yes.
So again, people here and here and here at this gap and here moving in and around. There are people almost like that they've used the boxes for battlements. And there should actually be a figure here. I'll have to check and see where that person's gone. But there's definitely, and you can see me highlighting them inside, there's definitely figures moving in and around, shadows. It's very quiet from inside. You can hear, actually the whistling no, it can't hear. So you can't hear the sound effect I was going to give. Yeah, and can you give me a perception roll, please, Nicholas?
Four.
Don't forget it's masked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you see in the torchlight metal gleaming on the ground, and what you see it to be are some of these. These are what are known as caltrops. They're an ancient trap, if you want to call them that, deterrent, whatever you'd say. The Romans used them, actually. They're a multi-pronged spike. You chuck them on the ground, one point always points up, and they're not very nice to stand on. And there are quite a number you can see scattered around at that entrance. Does the whistling go any further?
Just sort of, yep. Just assuming they've been going in and out. Obviously, we've seen the person coming in and out. You can navigate through the caltrops, but you just take it slow, sort of thing. There'll be, yeah. Slows you down immensely, right?
If you ran through, if you moved at any pace faster than a creep, you're going to be stuck. You're going to miss your footing, and there's a chance for you to get impaled. Yeah.
But sort of goes both ways. They can't come out in any hurry either. Yes, the whistling would want to go further, so long as Nicholas and can remain behind and remain in cover.
So more people inside. There's a brazier definitely inside, probably more than one, and quite a huge stack of boxes at the back.
Is Nicholas describing this?
Yes.
I guess whoever's close to Nicholas is just interested in if he would take note of the cover. I mean, obviously there's a rock there, for instance, with the thing on it. But what cover could we take outside the cave without getting shot from within it?
So either side of the cave, I suppose.
Yeah.
And behind that rock. Yeah.
And is that rock in the? That's the sea there, is it? The blue?
Yes.
So it'd be in the water to hide behind that rock, which is most inconvenient.
So yeah, it's that kind of animal.
Yeah. That is a very good setup. It doesn't give us any very little attack space.
What about the other side? Looking in from the other side of the Hujima. Yeah, around there.
Not great either. Sorry, not great either.
Oh!
But could you go?
Yes.
That rock, the other side. Then that's
Sorry, what was the...
Right, so there is a little rock in front. Look, there's a crouch. You see to the right there, a crouch space?
Yeah, yeah. And the same on this side.
Yep.
Yeah. So little bits there and there. And so the height of the archway is 10 foot?
Yeah.
Height of a person? Yep.
10 to 12 foot, yep.
Yep.
Not high.
10 to 12 foot.
10,
Not high.
10, let's say, 10.
And how wide is that archway, please?
Just check.
Maybe.
How wide? Width is 16 foot.
Oh. So 16 by 10.
Approximately.
Interesting. I wonder whether we probably need to, I don't know what time.
It's also 10 minutes past 9, guys. I'm on holiday tomorrow. I'm happy to play on. I'm also happy to call it there.
I wonder whether we can think it through and come up with some ideas, actually.
I agree.
Yeah, I've got a big day tomorrow.
Yeah, same.
Me too.
Can I just ask Alex, how's the new arrangement?
Maybe we hold.
Oh no. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yes, true.
Is that where we want to call it quits for tonight, guys? Yay, nay?
Yeah, it's a yes for me.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. I had suggested that we move till Thursday next week. That doesn't work for either Anthony, certainly, or Mason and a couple of the others. We'll stick to Wednesday next week. So Wednesday, whatever date it is, Wednesday the 7th. 7th. Wednesday 7th of Feb is next game date. There we go. We leave it there for tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That was the longest cliff climb I think we've ever done. That spell.
A lot of characters, 13 characters, a lot to go through, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, there you go.
Try to be so careful.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awards, just quickly, Nathanal and sorry, Mithan and Tanya. Yeah. Any candidates?
It's tricky.
I think probably Gray for his crossbow work, probably.
Nice one.
I think. I'm just looking at the list of what people did. Only a little bits and pieces. I think that I appreciated Etienne's holding of his inspiration spell. I thought that was a constant support from Etienne and buffing people is appreciated.
Excellent.
Yeah. Am I missing something?
No, all good. And there we go, guys. I'm switching off.